3, 2, 1.
What's up, everybody? This is the poker coaching study session. Today, we're going to be looking at
Another attempt at studying poker. So we get a limper. We go to 5.5 instead of 4.5 because these two guys have shown themselves to be willing to call larger bets than they should. And this guy does. We get all the folds, and then we get back on the first guy who does the limp re-raise. So what should we be thinking about limp re-raises right now? Ashwin, you're up first.
They're very polar. Generally, limp raises early are traps, but we are really top of range. I think he can do this with lower pairs. I don't think we're going anywhere. We can just call this once.
But we're not going to be surprised if on a 10 high flop we go broke against aces.
So be it. I
At this
think
SPR.
we'll have to navigate with caution, but
Yeah.
he can do that with jacks as well.
Yep, he can. He can do it with ace king, and he can do it with some weird way of playing pocket nines. We've seen it with nine.
We're way above. We're top of the range, so I think we can't let go just yet.
Yep.
We've not lost enough money.
Yep, but we can easily fold ace queen off here.
100%.
100%. Good. Okay, great. So we call, and we would not be surprised to see this guy call behind, even for 22. This would not surprise us to see a double flat here. We call, there's the double flat. And once this double flat comes in, so now the pot is 66, I think we're not going anywhere. Except on an ace high board or an ace king board. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, SPR of just over 1. Let's go. He goes 78.
I call.
It's aces or kings or it's not, and we're calling. And if it's nines, we are miserable, but we're calling, right? And how often do we think this guy's going to call?
Maybe 10% of the time.
Maybe.
Or 100% of the time, the way he's calling all that shit.
Yeah. Now we'll get to right. Now we'll just get to see their hands. So
In
that
jack.
I didn't see them.
I know I'm going to show you. Those are the hands.
That's insane.
So hands are, so at this moment, the hands are king jack for the double belly buster and 1 over, 2 overs to the board, but 1 over to us. So that is 8, 10 outs right there. This guy's got a pair and a draw. He holds one of this guy's outs. So this guy's got 9 outs. This guy's got 5 plus.
With your hand elimination, you're holding a lot of his outs.
Yeah. So we have to dodge a lot of outs here. By the way, we did. We doubled up.
Nice hand, sir.
Nice. But just in those terms, which is we should be scared when this happens, but it is not pure. Limp re-raise is not the aces signal that he has aces. It's the aces are overweighted in that range signal. And we need to remember that.
I think in live they are.
Yeah, in live. And then this was a call of 5.5 big blinds and a call of 22. So we have him marked and we are not leaving the table. And if this was live and you're the kind of person who does that, it'd be nice to change seats because you wanted a better view of the TV or because the luck of this seat ran out or whatever, to have a reason to go there. There are people who think you should not change seats to get position on people at the table, who think that is almost angle shooty. I don't agree.
Yeah, I think changing seats is fine.
Yeah, but I've heard it said.
I don't have enough respect for any of the players at the table to change seats.
You don't need to. There you go. All right, fine. That's just fine. It'll give you more practice of things. All right, here we go.
Yeah, I mean, it helps.
Yeah.
To be in weird spots.
Yeah. All right. So there's that hand. Is this a different queen? No, that's our queen. How did I get it twice? Oh, it's just a copy. There we go. Okay, here we go. All right, let's do a different hand. 7-7. Oh, I like this hand. Easy open. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can also fold this. This is a perfectly reasonable fold. In this position. We get the 3-bet that we don't like, but the 3-bet is normal sized. We are full stacked. And the answer here in Scotty world is that when you open this with the proper percentage that there is in GTO world. So looking at this, let's just real quick, just open one up. Here we go. Doesn't even matter so let's say you're doing 2.5 opens. We were in the, we're in pre, so I got to do this. All right, let me change it to the 9 max so you can see it. Here we go. 9 max. 7s opens this much and under the gun -1, right? If you're opening it this much and you get 3-bet, then you're never folding. This is something that you should be used to. You know, you're basically never folding it, right? But if you're opening it a lot more, like if you're opening it as much as you open 8s, 9s, and 10s, then you should be folding it more than this. So if you're opening 7-7 pure, don't look at this chart and say, oh, it's always a call, therefore I should always call it. That's not true. But we don't open it 100% of the time, and this time, and we're calling it. So we call off, and we get this interesting flop. We are now ahead and vulnerable, or way behind. Right?
Yeah.
So,
True.
with that in mind, how do you want to play?
Check the flop.
Say what?
Check the flop.
You say bet or
Let-
check?
Check. Let's see what he
Yeah.
does.
All right, we check. We get a standard 1/3 bet. Can we fold to 1/3?
I'm calling.
All right, we got to lose more money. There we go. We get the 4. Pot is 27. We're
Check.
not leading out, right? We're checking.
Yeah.
Nothing's changed on that turn. So
Nope.
we're either way ahead, way behind.
Same thing. He bets 2/3 pot. If we call this 36, we're going to be in range for a slight overbet on the river for his jam. So he's holding enough behind. What do we think of this size?
Get it. I don't like
Anybody-
it.
Anybody re-raising for protection and value? I think the machine does more like a tournament player.
I would never do it on the idea of that
If you re-raise, the only thing he's calling with is better hands.
right. We are
You're
way ahead.
just valuing yourself.
Yeah, we're way ahead or way behind. And it's
And
easy
then-
to fold all the hands that are behind, and it's easy for him to call all the hands that are ahead. I mean, are we going to bluff out 8s, 9s, and 10s if we do it? Yeah, we probably are. But was that your intent to raise as a bluff?
I'm raising for protection. You know,
Okay.
I don't want to have any kind of overcards to come on the river and just he shows me like some queen 9 suit, queen 10 suited 3-bet. I don't know.
Right.
I
So
don't know if
if
it's
he
even
has-
there.
So if he has overcards to you, he has 6 outs, which is
Yes.
12%, right?
Yep.
12, 14%. Do you want to commit? Because your raise is going to be jam. You're going to jam raise, right?
No, I was trying to first ask a question: is there a race, and is there a sizing which is better? Can we ever do this? Can we ever make it like 50, or 45, 50, almost like a min click?
Okay,
I
so
don't
let's.
know if it makes any sense.
So I would never do it, but let's take a look at let's go down that road for a second. Let's do it as the min click version. So we raise him another 20. So we go to 38, we go to 40, something like that. If he jams there, we have to say he doesn't do that with a bluff, and then we instantly fold.
Correct.
Right, okay.
If you have a jack, what's my size there? That's also a question, I think.
If you have a jack and you didn't check raise the flop, when you choose not to check raise the flop with a jack, I think I I think I continue checking to the river and let him bet all his overpairs and all his bluffs, because his bluffs all fold to me. And then the question is just, does he bet his aces, kings, and queens on the river for one more street?
Pretty hard to bet aces, kings and queens after you called the size and turn.
Yeah. If he
When you're
does,
the check raise caller, I mean, free bet caller.
all right, if he's the kind of guy who doesn't bet the aces, kings, and queens on the river, then I don't need to raise him here, and I can call here.
Donk.
I mean, it's raising this would serve no purpose except to fold his bluffs.
Yeah, especially when you raise here. Well, what do you have? If you have ace jack, I mean, I guess there's one other jack that can call you. Then there's aces, kings, and queens, and you get value from those hands. But I mean, I would still be betting aces, kings, and queens on the river, even if he called me here.
Right.
I think I can get tens to call.
Yeah. So I believe GTO is not going to do it with we'll look at this because I've solved this one. I don't think GTO is going to do it very much with I think it's going to check raise some jacks on the flop, and then on the turn, I think most of the jacks are going to continue with the check call line. That they're
Yeah, it depends on the sizing, right? I mean,
Yeah.
You're it to a usually to a P75 or larger, I think. Your
I would
trapping
lead the
jacks are going
flop
to continue
with
to
jacks.
trap.
Yeah.
If I had a jack, I would just lead the flop live at least.
Okay, just bet.
Yeah, the
It's a
check
three
raise
bet,
just generates too much fold equity.
it's a 3-bet pot, so you can get it all in with normal sizing. Just bet.
Yeah, I think SPR is important in taking the. I mean, I think taking the donk line is fine, but your SPR is important. So
Yeah,
may
Yeah.
not be necessary.
but you do with that. That's because you assume your player pool doesn't bluff enough, right?
Yeah, no, my player pool doesn't bet thinly enough for value and doesn't bluff enough.
Right.
So I'd have to just make them put money in.
Gotcha. Now, do they bluff? They don't bluff? They don't triple barrel enough. We know. Do they just c bet enough though? Do they c bet range here? Just like
There,
that's why I'm c betting.
there are some play like last night. There was a player that I was exploiting the hell out because he just monkey stabbed like every flop. If it checked him, even if he wasn't the aggressor or whatever it was, he would just stab.
Right.
And I would do that. But he would also as a calling station. So I originally I went for a check raise, but then he just folds out all his bullshit. So, but he will stab 2 times or stab river. Again, he'll check back turn, stab river when he has at least something with a little bit of showdown value. So I started just leading into him 3 streets and he would just pay me
And
all the way through.
he just pays you a second pair all the way to the end.
Yeah, just ping. I mean, I'm gonna show
Okay.
whenever we were with Larry, we were talking about going thin for value, and I have 2 hands where I got people to put their whole stack in with hands that they should not be putting their whole stack in with because
Right.
they're stupid.
Yeah. Oh, so that's what I think is going to happen on the solver here. We'll look at it, Ashwin. I don't see the reason to do it. I think at this point we start folding hands like sevens, eights, nines, tens, but not pure. So now we're starting to get, ambivalent about it. But this time I'm calling. And then I have a note on him. The note does not support, the note is not telling me you must call, that he always, that he's a massive bluffer. So the note isn't going to help us, but we have played with him enough that the note also doesn't tell us to fold. He's not super tight or anything. And then this happens.
Oh, the worst card on the river.
This happens. And now,
Lead. Absolutely lead.
okay, you like the lead. And what size? Just jam?
I would jam because if he actually does have a jack, this card doesn't look like it changes anything.
Oh, no.
Maybe what?
He's absolutely calling us with a jack, but he's also betting a jack.
I
But
guess I'm thinking too much about live player pool. Here I'm leading all day live.
okay, okay, that's a nice exploit. It's not GTO, but it's a nice exploit. So live, what we think is that live, they're going to now consider checking back their aces, kings, and queens.
Yeah.
They're just going to be scared that you called twice, you might have a jack. That pot is big enough. I've made enough money. Let's not risk it. So against them, we have to lead.
And I wouldn't actually lead all in live though. I would lead for like 45.
Okay. Make them call with aces, kings, and queens, and then they'll raise you with a jack.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Definitely not GTO and okay. By the way, not GTO is not a criticism. It's a description. You should not be
Yeah.
GTO.
So his size on turn was about 3/4
Yeah.
pot.
There's 3/4 something like that.
Ryan, I think your line is fine. I think when he's showing this much love of his hand, I think I prefer call because I think he does have some bluffs here. But if people aren't bluffing this, if they're checking back ace king on the turn pure and ace queen on the turn pure, then we can of course, and that's not what we did. We get this line, then of course we can lead.
Yeah. The major reason for not betting out is if this person three barrels, if this person has three barrels.
Yeah, maybe it's player dependent. If this guy has
If
three
they
barrel
don't,
with ace king in their arsenal, then we check pure.
yeah. Or remember his three bets also include ace five suited, hands that really don't have much showdown. He could have king 10 suited if he three bets the way I do.
I do think Brian's right that donkey makes more sense against the pool live than online.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know online. This is 1-2 online.
This is 1-2 online. Yes.
I mean, they're probably better. So these people I'd be giving more rope than I
Mhm.
would on live. Live, they're not good. So I just get a donk here, but they might be good enough to triple barrel. So I could understand just
Great.
letting them put it in.
Yeah. And then against a jack, it just doesn't matter what we do.
Yeah, they're getting into with jacks. I mean, but how much do you think in this player pool? I mean, even if they're better players, the players still just don't go thin enough for value. When they have aces, kings, and queens here, they might just shut down even when they
They-
have value and they don't have a jack, but you can get those hands to call still.
Yes.
So you're missing. That's my only argument is that your bluffs, like if he bluffs, he has to bluff jam.
Yep.
And is he capable of bluff jamming? Because a lot of people that are capable with triple barrels don't bluff jam the river
Mhm.
though. They'll do like a small little bet to get you to fold out some sort of draw they missed instead
Yeah.
of jamming all their money in. So in that situation, like that's what you're running into a little bit of the time, but a lot of the time you're running into aces, kings, queens, and possibly
Yeah.
jack, where you're probably going to be losing a ton of value if you just let them check back with their overpairs.
So I agree with all of it except for the last sentence, the except jack. I think he bets a jack here. He either
Yeah,
jams
yeah.
call, or he bets the jack and we jam on him and he calls thinking that it's a kicker fight. Um, so against a
But
jack, it doesn't matter what we do. Against aces and kings, when they check them back, your play is better. And but you don't get any value from their bluffs. And the check is better if they bluff.
yeah.
So that's what we have a spec like that. So that's our balance of thinking about it. We don't know what each player does. We believe that in the live player pool, they don't bluff the river enough. And so donking out here is just fine. And we think that they check back aces, kings, and queens too often. So donking here
Yeah.
makes even more sense. Okay. So I go for the GTO check because I wanted to be able to show you it in the solve and look good. And of course he checks, but it doesn't matter because
It is sick.
there's no more money
Yeah.
gotten, but that doesn't matter. Here's the solve.
So I wanted to look good.
Exactly.
Can you make the browser bigger?
If
Yes.
you've been watching my hand history, Scott, you obviously know that I don't give a shit about looking good.
Yeah. Neither did I. When I actually did, I was thinking about going. I was really thinking going. Well, Jack's not an issue, and let's let him bluff. Maybe he's got a bluff, and boy, am I going to feel bad if he checks back aces. That was what it was. All right, so here is your. That's how often your sevens are. There's his ace six suited, which is which is a thing. It exists. We come in here, our sevens call almost all the time. And again, as I said, if you're raising your sevens as much as eights, if you're opening as much as eights, then you should be folding them more. That's what I think. All right. We get here, straight up check range. He bets middle, which he doesn't do with his ace six suited, but so what? He can do whatever he wants. But he does with his ace four. So, same thing. And this is how often we are folding. Never on the flop. We have not lost enough money yet. And so
But
we
on
do.
the turn, there's a little bit of fold.
All right. That's what we think. So here comes the turn. On the
I,
turn,
I think
no bets.
turns.
Go on, Ashwin.
Okay.
You said
I don't think turns going to be such an easy fold.
no, it's not. It's
I don't
not.
think it's gonna be easy, but I bet it has some folds.
Yeah, I think so too. So he goes 75%. He bets about 20. His actual bet was what, 19? Something like that.
Yeah, 18,
It was 20.
19.
Right. And there we go. And now we are
Indifferent.
indifferent. And there is
I
nothing.
specifically, if you switch that card to put that as like a queen, the turn card to a queen,
Okay.
a rainbow queen.
We're going to start folding a lot more.
That's what I assumed. That's why I was thinking that you still fold a little bit, but you still this is a.
Yeah. And I will do that. I will go back and do that after we look at it, just in case doing that kills my solve.
It
Yeah,
won't,
sorry.
but yeah.
Oh, it won't? Okay.
What's the size
You
with
can
the
do
jack
stuff
there?
behind the flop if you're using the
Okay.
one
We
time.
can wait till the end. It's not a big
Yeah,
deal.
okay. But we will look at this when he goes smaller, like 50%. We do exactly what you'd think we do. The smaller he goes, the more we do not fold, the more we do not fold. And the bigger he goes, just straight up, there's nothing to this. This line goes linear with this line. So this time we called. All right. So there's our call. The river being the 7 of doesn't matter. 7 of hearts. And on the turn, we didn't look to see what our check raises were with jacks. Let's look at that. Here we go. On the turn,
sizing, I think.
yeah, on the turn to this size, a little, yeah. So a little bit of check raising with the jacks. Yep. A few more of the jacks check raise, but most of them when we follow this line.
Well, it's just flat. That's awesome.
Yeah. So we didn't even look at that on the flop. We just looked at our hand. So on the flop, check bet. We are fast playing half our jacks here, with good kickers. And then with the bad kicker, this is almost not a trap. This is a trap. This is kind of a trap, but we don't think, we're not fist pumping getting it in. And here we are, and we're trapping. On the turn, after he makes that bet, now we are absolutely these jack. This is not a trap anymore. This is a hope to get to river and hope to win. There's nothing confident about this jack. These jacks are still trapping and confident. And this jack is, and these are trapping is all trap because he can't have it, because he just can't have anything. Now, on the aces theory, this means that he should bet out on the river with jacks because the best he can have is the overpairs, right?
Yeah.
So the jacks, if the jacks think that he's going to check their overpairs, all these which have checked all the way to here, they have to now bet out. So let's see what they do. What the solver thinks about people checking back those aces. Okay. So we went check on the river. So on the river, here we are. Now we just, oh, this is us. Here we go. We continue to trap with the jacks. We want him to bluff more than we are afraid that he's going to check behind his aces.
Can you look at ace king and see which ace king we're bluff donking?
Yes. This is us, right?
Yeah.
This is us. Now we bet out our jack. Now we bet out a single jack here, by the way, a lot. Ace
So
king.
here, we're bluff donking I don't know why it's choosing these suits, but it would involve in what we're blocking.
Yeah,
So we must be blocking. He must be blocking something. We're blocking like this. I don't know.
spade
I'm trying
diamond.
to.
Can you go?
Think about spade diamond, heart diamond, diamond spade, and club diamond. So the diamond is important, and the
Does
diamond
he?
was the
uh,
5. Not a clue.
Yeah. Okay. Just curious.
Yeah,
Can you go to him on the river?
yeah.
His
So he
he
in
doesn't
G,
get there with a 6.
yeah, he doesn't get here with
But
a6.
ace 5 or ace 3 is more like it.
Yeah, we don't.
Ace 3, he bets all in. So this guy's under bluffing
Yeah, ace 3, ace 5.
comparatively.
Yeah, 10-10. Yeah, so
Well, let's look at that. Can you go to filters real quick, which is in the lower, go down,
there it is. Filters,
and then just click on trash hands.
trash.
So trash hands and weak hands are his bluffs.
Right.
So he is bluffing essentially. He's bluffing 25% of the time
All
with
this
no
ace,
equity.
all these ace queens and king queens here.
Can you put a note on this guy after the fact?
Ace of diamonds. Diamond matters.
Yeah, diamonds matter for some reason.
So
So
this guy.
so you're right he is under bluffing, and that makes sense, right? Because we took imposition took a pretty um polar line here where it bet small, bet big,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
it's a paired board, and you've got more. I think you, the out of position player, probably have a jack's advantage. I'm not sure.
He convinced himself that he had showdown with ace high.
Or he just got scared.
Yeah, or
Or
that. So he's under bluffing.
Felt that
And
he convinced himself that I'm not folding.
I think you could say that this is under bluffing.
Yeah. I believe that I probably called the turn rather quickly because I made my decision quickly and I wasn't doing any broadcasting of Hollywoods. At the time, I think that I had sort of mapped out the sizing in my head of what I was going to call. And so I did. So maybe I should have paused more. I often don't remember to do that. But note that in the world of GTO, let's open it. Let's unfilter. So
You can hit clear up top.
here we
There you
go. In the world of GTO, aces bets pure thin value, kings bets pure thin value, and queens doesn't. So that's your line of value. And tens, you're here with fewer of them. So the fact that you bet this 10 more often is you're bluffing tens less often than you're bluffing queens here.
Can we look at one more thing? Can we click on aces real quick?
Yep.
If you don't mind, Scotty.
Yep.
All right,
Aces.
click on aces and then click on breakdown. Let's see how strong it thinks this hand is. All right,
Where's
it's the dark part. So it is aces are the very bottom of what is value here.
Yeah.
And it's got 80% equity. So you're betting for value pretty far up in your range. You really need to have 80% equity to bet here. So I think the argument is just this paired board that ran out pretty cleanly for a jack.
kings are higher equity than aces.
Guess we don't want
That's
kings are
we don't want to
better.
block what we don't want to.
let's see if I get off. I want to go back to here.
Those are higher than aces.
I know. Let me go back to here because I never have aces here with it, and so let me see. We go back to strategy. We click off the kings. We go to breakdown. So now it'll show us the hands. All right, here we go. Oh no,
It's because you have more ace jack. No, you have less ace jack then. King jack.
How close is it? 80% versus kings are
kings are
81%. They're pretty close. Similar.
pretty funny. 1%. It's just funny. It's just a funny thing to see.
It is funny. There is a minor blocking
Yeah.
activity going on.
All right. So against solver, when we make it to the river, the only things that we donk on the river is we donk out some bluffs. Ace king is the bluff. and 5-4 blocking a full house. Ace, king blocking aces and kings.
I'm not finding any bluffs on this
I know,
river.
that's so funny. That's just so,
This is a river where
yeah.
I don't think you have
live.
to, but
It's
I think,
very hard to find a
obviously
bluff there.
GTO, I mean, solver has defined bluffs, but
Yeah, and it looks at it and it goes, so that was the two reasons I wanted to show you this hand other than the play was I also thought it was really funny that on the river, your bluff is ace.
Actually,
did we
Because
look at what, and your
the-
sevens are checking pure here, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
we know what our
This is
donks
your-
are. Here they are.
Yeah, this is the
You
worst
know-
hand you have. Isn't that funny?
the only bluff I would find here actually would be if I check back on the river and he bets super tiny, then I would consider jamming on him.
Let's take a look at, let's see if GTO does it. All right. But our hand against, our hand lets him go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I mean, he took a very polar line.
All right. Now you wanted to, so let's give him
So
a,
on turn, you need to give hijack small bet.
oh no, oh, I'll
No,
go back
no,
to
river,
river.
river, he bets small.
Yeah,
Oh,
here.
you check shove.
Check shove if he goes really tiny.
Yeah,
Oh,
and it
it's gonna
does it the
have
same,
check shoves.
does it the same range. It plays it. It's the same as your, oh, sorry, this is him donking.
It's really a bit of a
Yeah.
ghost line, but
Yeah, because he never does it, but let's give it to him and just see.
Ace 10.
We jam
Yeah.
all over the place, but this is, but this line exists. In what world does this exist? No world. This output is nonsense. So this
It exists in the live drunk player pool. It does.
oh, I don't, yeah, I mean that we don't have a GTO.
I'm just
The
kidding.
solution is all muddled up, I think.
Yeah. Yep. But I'm with you. Yeah. You just go, he never does that with a strong enough hand. And so we just blow him off it. And if he's doing it to induce,
Good for him. He got me.
Yeah.
I gotta mark down this play might actually be half decent.
Mark it down that he likes to be tricky. All right. What was the other thing we wanted to see on this hand that you wanted to go back and change the 4
To a queen or a
Let's,
king or something.
let's
An
go.
overcard.
Let's go with annoying queen. There we go. We got a queen. I just did. Oh, I got to go here. I got to go close and I got to go to this node. There we go. Thank you. Against a queen, we check. He bets the same 20 and we fold out.
Fold a lot. Yep.
We
Sounds
fold
about right.
out.
I think we're gonna fold the most on ace.
Oh, an ace. Yeah, aces were done. Ace.
I don't think ace. Actually, ace is worse. Yeah. I thought king would be the worst card.
Check. He goes here.
He doesn't get big bets.
Oh, this is,
because this card is so good
it's
for
him.
him.
Oh, right. This is him. So he bets, what's his normal size on this one?
Dude, 20. Oh.
He bets small on this, but
Okay. Yeah,
Let's do his size though.
yeah, give him the 33. Let's give him the 33. Just this time for it and see. And even against that, we are out of there.
yeah, that card is so good for him.
Yeah, that card is so good for him that he can bet small on it. And you want
That's weird. Isn't that weird? Because in position on this board, he should be checking a lot of his aces on the flop. Actually, his lower aces, specifically his hand, would be one that bets, but most of his aces, I think, are supposed to check on this flop.
we check range on a king. If he bets that size on a king, we are out of there. If he bets this size on a king, we are out of there.
The king is the worst card, yeah.
Oh yeah, king is the worst.
Yeah, that's what I would think, is the king would be the worst card because he's going to bet all of his kings on the flop.
We fold to a 20% bet on a king. Yeah, king is pretty damn bad. Okay.
But against population, ace is probably worse because they just stab with aces all the fucking time.
Mhm.
So, all right.
And so against this guy, there was no more money to be made anywhere. We have
Yeah.
to check the flop. We have to check the turn. And on the river, we have to check. and hope that he plays it differently. Because there's not a, there's, we
What
bet
about putting like the tiniest little baby bet?
on the river. Bet one.
Yes,
Well, there is a funny thing about one big blind. When you bet 1 or 3 here and he knows his ace isn't good,
he can.
he might raise it. But boy, do you feel dumb if you bet one.
If he
All-
calls with aces.
Okay, fine, whatever, whatever. Yeah, make 2 big blinds. Nice job. So, I think I actually thought about the 2 big blind bet later, not during the hand. But I thought about it and went, what would that have done?
Just funny.
Okay.
Would have
so-
irritated him for sure.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. So we are deep enough to play this. We have ace 4 of diamonds. This is an easy fold, but we are 200 big blinds deep with this guy.
Interesting spot.
And we are super deep with this guy. If this is a limp re-raise, we are throwing away 3.5 big blinds.
I mean,
I don't know I don't have his notes sitting here, but this is someone who I want to be in pots with. And I'm going to assume that this green bar doesn't mean limp re-raiser, that this is a more passive one, that this is a passive player. And so my call is relatively safe. You could also re-ISO
River.
ISO. That's fair.
Yeah, I think putting this into your kind of
Who's the
re-ISO
player
slash
you
call
wanna play
four
with?
bluff is a good plan.
This is
Who's
not
the player?
this is. So my
Oh
re-ISO,
yeah, then just call. Yeah.
so my re-ISO does exactly what I don't want to do for that, but it still might be the right play. And this hand certainly can afford it. It blocks aces. We like that. It has lots of equity. It has ways of beating the better aces, and you can maybe bluff out the middle aces if needed.
It's magic solver hands kissing cousin.
It is. It is. Or in Rudy Giuliani's case, marrying cousin. All right. Yeah. So we do the call and we don't even get what we want. So worst of all worlds. And interesting.
Is an interesting
Yeah.
spot.
All right. Anybody want to donk?
No.
Good.
I don't
Not
think so.
me. Not me.
Good. We're not donking. Good. We don't. We check and it goes check again. Good. All right. On the turn.
I continue to check.
Check.
I mean,
Best hand here a lot.
With our
it's not the worst to turn this into semi bluff, but
I don't think it's necessary.
I don't think it's a bluff.
Yeah. I mean, you could value bet here, but I just check here and then see what he does.
I bet this time. And yeah, the check is fine. The check would be just fine.
so
Check
you're value betting against ace, king, ace, queen here.
king, queen, 10-9. I mean, 10,
Well, I'd
jack
I'd
10.
want
two
to
flush
I'd want to
draws,
go smaller against those hands than
Okay.
this.
2 flush draws,
Yeah.
unblocking both.
Yeah.
If
Yep.
if those are the hands you want to call, I'd go smaller.
Right. Now,
Ever considered overbetting?
that's what I was about to come to, which is, so I'm with you, Brian. If those are what you're targeting, you bet smaller. But what about if you're planning on turning this into a bluff on the river? And so you're going against 5s, 6s, and 7s. And so you know you're going to bet big on the river. What about betting bigger on the turn to trap more money? And
Well, I'd want to bet smaller to induce raises from his stronger hands and bluffs, and then
way. So
so
and then
what?
his raise? Because we're going to hold to raise, right?
Yeah, you got to fold to a raise.
Yeah.
But if you go this size, you're folding out a lot of the hands that you beat, so you don't really want that. And then, I mean, like I'm personally, I mean, maybe I'll call one time with Ace King, but to the sizing, I'm not calling one time with Ace King. Most likely not. I'm probably just gonna lay it down.
Okay.
So, I mean, yeah, if you go this sizing, you filter in, I think 7s. So when he calls here, you can now assume that you're going to be bluffing. on the river if he calls to this size, that you have to
Yep.
push him off of his hand. If
Yep.
he goes smaller, you filter in a lot of worse hands that you can get value from on the river instead of trying to bluff them.
Right. Exactly. And if I'm going to bluff it, I get more, my bluff becomes more profitable by betting this size, and it would be even more profitable by betting 12.5.
Yeah.
And getting called by the flush draws, which are then going to fold on the river if they don't hit, which is great. I don't need them to fold on the river, but I have to still bet because I can't let it, I can't let fives get there. So I get more value from the flush draws if I bet big and bigger. That's good. And there was one other point you made there about, which is I can also happily, I can continue the check. I can continue the check line and check call easily one. So that's good too. We do this, we get a call, and let's see.
Okay, when he calls, what is his range?
All the flush draws in both examples, fives, sixes, and sevens. Weirdly played tens. I mean, weirdly
Yeah,
played
very
tens.
weird tens.
Very weird tens.
Some 5-6 combos, 5-6 combo draws.
5, 6, 6, 7.
Jack 10 would have stuck around
Yeah.
for. Jack 10 sticks around.
Queen 10, maybe. And ace and his ace king and ace queen might just not believe the one bet.
Yeah.
You might,
Okay.
those are marginally, those are there. So the card I really don't want to see, I don't want to see a 5, a 6, or a 7. I don't want to see a spade or a club. And I think I don't want to see a king. I think that's what
Yeah,
an
he's
ace.
an ace
Right.
of clubs. It's pretty poor.
Right, ace, right. That's the question. Ace of clubs. What to do, what to do.
I think your bet is
Okay.
right. I think potting this and folding to an input. I think we have to, well, I think we're often going to fold to an imposition range, but this one's a
Okay, we
little
guess
bit weird. I think your size is, for lack of a better word, clarifying.
we also have to think about our prior to our turn bet. Is he the type of player that would bet a draw on the flop? I mean, a lot of players are going to bet their
Yeah,
draws
that's
on the
important.
flop from in position. So
Yeah.
I would say you have a lot less flushes than you think here.
I
Yeah.
think you have a valid point.
Right. Ace of spades is marginally worse than ace of clubs for us.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. Okay.
All right,
So I would say
so what does villain do when
we
you
got
call
value
pot?
now.
So we go pot.
Uh,
If he
uh,
fold here, I probably wouldn't have shown it to you. So we're probably getting raised.
Yeah.
that's
Is
why I
the
would go
value betting
smaller.
worse?
Yeah.
Okay, so he goes for it. So
Real
Yeah.
raise.
He's saying I have a flush.
or he's
No, I'm
overvaluing his
his ace.
Or
maybe ace
we're
eight is possible here.
He's not overvaluing his ace eight. As it turns out, he's betting it thinly, unfortunately. But
Is he doing this with ace king with the king of clubs?
yeah. Mhm.
Possible.
Did he get here with ace eight? No,
No,
he didn't.
Uh, of course he can. Why can he not?
Because he
he
didn't bet.
shouldn't. He should
Because
have bet the flop.
not that all the ace eights bet the flop in GTO world, but our opponents, if you have ace eight on this board, you bet it a lot unless it's ace eight of clubs specifically, and even then
Okay.
you know what I mean. I'm not saying you need to. I'm saying that our opponents do. So a lot of his
This is a limp ISO call hand, right?
yeah
Yes, he's
So I
got a
think
filtered range. He's got an ISOing range.
yeah
I
yeah.
think that you can call
yeah
the
I think
river.
we
It's
overfold,
hard.
frankly.
okay. So Larry is on team fold.
See, in
Um,
my head, I just think that if we could keep a consistent line here, he shouldn't have a lot of flushes, and he could have just binked with ace
Well,
king.
let me ask you a question. I think we should call her sometimes. So this is my question, Brian. Are we bluff catching? Are we beating value? That's really the question we need. First question we need to ask here is, are we bluff catching or are we beating value? And so beating value would be an overvalued ace king to this line. Or
absolutely.
essentially, I think we are beating ace king here.
Yep.
We're beating 8-9 as well. 8-9 also is there.
He doesn't have eight, nine.
Eight,
He doesn't
no,
have
Okay, we have
8-9.
to give him a check back on 8-9 on flop.
uh,
I
yeah,
don't know how. Maybe he checks back eight,
He doesn't
nine
have
on
8-9, and
club,
he raises his 8-9 on the turn.
but then it's a
So he-
flush. So, um, so yeah, I think we overfold. We're just
this is
beat too much here. There's not. I mean, well, what we didn't answer the question though. Are we bluff catching or are we beating value?
we are we are beating value because, and the reason I say that is that he has a hand there that he can raise for value. So when you say are we beating value, you mean and bluff catching, both, right? We're doing both.
I think it's a 60-40. I think it's a 60% bluff catching, 40% beating percent value, I think.
I mean,
No, I think
well, what? No, no,
we're
that's
beating
different, Scotty. Like
we're beating
once we just, in theory, once we decide we're beating a value raise, then this is a call.
okay. So
That's
here's
one class, and the other class is we are beating his bluffs, yes, and we have a bluff catcher. We are not beating value.
okay. So
There's two
what
classes here.
Gotcha. So what is the word you use? Which class do you put it in when we are beating 3% of his value? And by the way, what I mean by 3% of his value is I don't mean I mean that he's got when he has ace king, which he has here, 9% of the time, he only raises it 3%, 1/3 of
it's
the time.
true.
Mistake.
Yeah, I mean that's
That's
a little murky, right? I mean,
Yes, that's what makes it murky.
yeah.
What do you want to call that? So we beat all his bluffs and we beat the absolute tail of his value that he doesn't always bet.
I would
have you
say then
marked
our hand is a mergey value beater.
Okay,
is he
that's what we have.
is he a good player or not? Do we know?
Nope, we don't know.
He's
We know he
okay.
started. We know he started with 200 big blinds, so he got them somehow, but we didn't see how he got them.
Let's remember that the flush can really good here too, right? So whatever hand he has that we're beating has to not give a fuck with the flush king win.
Hmm.
That's what makes it hard is that they don't bet
So
thinly enough
I think
for
I
value.
think we overfold here.
Okay, right,
I think we overfold.
right.
I think I'm
Didn't
calling here because
overfold,
I
by
don't
the way.
have a spade.
There. So Scotty's on
One,
team call.
yeah. I'm on team call.
All right. No one is.
I'm on team knitful.
You're on team knitfold. Brian was on team call. Are you still on team call, Brian?
Trying to think because
Yep. You're the tiebreaker.
against population, the problem is that a lot of the time they are not going to bet their ace king thinly enough for value. You just potted it, so they should just call a lot of the time with ace king, and that's the only hand. That's the only value hand that we think we beat.
Right.
So that's what makes this difficult. But if I keep a consistent line and trust myself, I would say that he shouldn't have a ton of flushes here, because if he has ace king if he had ace king before we know he had ace king of clubs before we know that the ace of clubs comes on the river, that he probably would have bet the flop with that specific hand. And he didn't bet that hand. He probably would have bet a lot of his flush draws on the flop. So he shouldn't have a ton of flushes. So I think yes, we should call.
Okay. There we go. So,
All right, so I'm the only. Well, I'm not surprised I'm the newest player on this here.
yep. All right. There we
I'm
go.
okay with being wrong though.
By
I
the
guess.
way, I think I'm pretty clear that what we did was we bluff caught. We did successfully bluff catch, and the bluff is what?
Bam.
What a
Bam.
ridiculous hand here.
What a weird hand choice.
Yeah, he wants to block the. He wants to block the clubs.
Yeah.
I give him credit if he does this with queen jack of spades or queen 10 of spades, but this is absolute garbage.
This feels like
Yeah. So
This
he
feels
decides.
like,
does the machine do
putt
it with queen
entitlement.
10 of does the machine do this with queen jack of spades?
let's we can't get it exactly because it's an ISO, but let's just give him a raise. Let's
Okay.
give him a regular.
Yeah, let's give him a raise. Yeah.
Let's just do it as a 3 big blind. Um, let's do this. Oops, wrong.
Button versus big blind.
Yeah, let's go to Zoom. Let's go here. Oh, here we go. Stop it. Escape. Everybody stop. Stop. You stop. Cancel. All right, here we go. So let's do this in peak. We are button, big blind. Let's give him a cutoff range instead of a button range because of the ISO. Does that sound fair? Or do you want to go all the way to hijack? Do you want to make it a,
It seems fair to me. I
Mm.
mean, let everybody decide.
okay. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it the first time here. I'm gonna give him a hijack range in honor of our fallen comrade, Joey. Here we go. So hijack raises to 3, big blind, ace 4 suited. We do have some call and we have some raises. Both are there. We take the call line here. Nothing wrong with that. Flop is 4-3 of clubs, 8 of spades. Right? We check range as we do in almost every situation on peak. Here he is with Queen Jack. Perfectly reasonable hand. Queen Jack. He decides to do the check back. Nice, normal thing to do. We get the 9 of spades. Ace 4. Ace 4 loves to bet. Interestingly enough. The check that, Brian, you wanted to check there, perfectly fine. The bet size that it loves to do is when it bets.
60%.
Let's see. Let's take a look at it. I gotta see this now. We're on strategy. We're just on strategy, so it should give me the percentage, and you guys are in the way of the screen. It likes the small. I bet too big for GTO world. Don't annotate. Go away from annotate. Your annotate is in the way of my numbers. Yeah, it wants to go really small, 1.6. But we do not break the solve with my size. My size was 6.5, right? So this is what he's facing. I bet actually 7. So he's facing this, although the pot was bigger because he went all the way 4.5. So I bet around the percentage that I bet was 70% of pot. Okay. So
Yeah, I didn't like that size just because I thought it would filter a lot of his good hands, but obviously this guy called was fucking way to
Yeah.
gutter. But
So for the world, 3.9 is the right size to give me relative to the pot there because I didn't make a pot size bet. So we give him 3. We go 3.9, and here he is with his Queen Jack, and he is not going to fold a gutter with 2 overs to this, and he doesn't.
it,
Calls, and when he backdoors the spades, he raises it, and the clubs, when they don't bet there, are still there. So this is different than we gave our. So the GTO player has checked back enough clubs here, and our opponent, we all said our opponent didn't check back enough clubs for us to be scared enough there. Okay, so he calls, and the river is the ace of clubs. And with ace 4, we always bet the ace 4 of diamonds if we get here with this size. So ace 4 does a lot of checking, but it's because it's the spades. If we got here, we bet it. And we bet pot. The pot is currently 14. We bet pot. There's our bet.
hey, Scotty, real quick, at the end of this, remind me that I have a question that I wanted to ask you about playing against specific player types.
Okay. Specific player types. My opinion is you should. You should play against specific player types. All right, there we go. Yeah, so he doesn't have any bluffs on the Queen Jack line.
More or less just adjustments is what it's about.
Yeah, I figured that. Right. His bluffs are filters live here. Where do filters live in this one? Here we go. We're on him. We can look at strategy plus EV. How do we, does this have filters? Do you know? Larry?
No, there's no
I'm sorry, I
filters for
don't.
what specifically?
Yeah, so like, we want to see the bluffs. What are
No,
his,
it doesn't have that.
we just look at it. Okay, so let's just do it this way. Well, let's add the equity in, and now we look at the bluffs by how they played.
Yeah, so it looks like more red is bottom of range.
So
We've got a lovely 7-6 there.
yeah, 7,
We've
6.
got a beautiful 6-5 there.
They're doing some bluffing. There you go.
Yeah.
Bottom of range. They exist. All right, he did that.
Queen Jack off. How did this guy reach here?
Queen
Jack
Jack
suited.
Queen Jack off. Okay, so let's go back to strategy. Queen Jack off.
Oh,
With
okay, it's a
club.
sliver of a sliver. Okay,
Yeah, but it's with a club.
correct.
Yeah, and that's the main thing
Okay.
that we find in the offsuit branch. We're gonna find bluffs that have clubs in.
Hmm.
You know, at least it's just like
Yeah.
if you're gonna bluff it, at least have. Well, these are not bluffs. These are value. By the way, value that we beat. Note, Larry.
I'm sorry, say it again.
I was saying. So here's the value. Here's the solver betting the ace queen
Mhm.
as a raise that we beat.
Got it.
Yeah. So yes, doesn't do it much with the ace king, but he still does it as long as he has a club. He can get in there with that.
What kind of equity does it think ace, queen, ace, king has?
Let's see. Equity.
Looks like a bluff.
Bluffing block bluffing equity.
Yeah.
King bluffs it. So this guy has, this opponent has plenty of bluffs that we beat. I mean, I'm saying we call this value. These are bluffs, but
They're
they're
clearly bluffs.
for value. Yeah. But nobody who bets ace king here on the river in our game thinks they're bluffing.
True.
They think, but there's where our call comes from. All right. And our ace 4, when it gets raised, we never looked at that. So we bet it out, and he raises now to 4 XR bet.
So what's his most common raise size here? Just out of curiosity.
His raise size is
All in.
5%, 1%, 3%. Yeah. Yep. But he didn't go all in.
Yeah. Okay. So he chooses.
Chooses this. And
He
ace 4.
essentially went all in, right? I mean, he went 100 bigs.
Yeah, there were 50 still left.
So he went all in on the equivalent of 100 big bind.
Okay, we'll call it that.
Solve.
But he went 4x. He went 4 times my bet. That's why it's a little bit bigger.
Okay. I see
Yeah,
your point.
the ace 4, the 2 pairs fold. We fold here.
What's
We-
our, I presume, can you get on ace 4 again?
Yeah.
And then click equity?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're indifferent. We're just not being offered the odds.
But now let's go down. Okay, so let's go down in size. Still doesn't like it. Yeah.
Might be calling though. I mean, you have to change your strategy. I don't. I mean, it's gonna be an equity, perceived equity versus pot odds situation.
So maybe we caught the rare bluff. Maybe this was a better fold, but I didn't want to.
I think I'm of the opinion, and it might be because I'm in the cult of Hansen,
Mhm.
that we just dramatically overfold to aggressive river raises.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, this is crazy because this spot is crazy because the flush comes in, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, the flush coming in is what's driving this.
This is going to pay for $200 in groceries
That's nice.
because I got a gift card for it. All right, there we
Well
go.
played, sir.
That's what I got. All right.
Do you get a little bit of a bonus when you get a gift card?
You can. Sometimes it's 1-for-1 and sometimes they offer a bonus. This time there was a bonus on Uber. And so I got a Uber gift card. So like
Nice.
that. which I kind of feel bad about because I'm a Lyft guy, not an Uber guy, but they were offering 15%. And so now
Oh,
you see what it
15%. Oh, that's, yeah, gotta take
yeah,
that.
yeah, now you see what it takes to buy Scotty's soul, 15%. Dean is here. Hey, Dean. All right. So Brian, you got some hands?
Yeah, I got
Let's go.
some one that's good for. I got a
Good
couple
value.
of thin value.
All right.
All right, can you guys see it?
We can now.
All right, you got the ace and the queen.
Okay.
All right. What size? Okay. I think I'd go 20, but that's okay. You know you're a little better than me.
Yeah, I like
Well, I
20
definitely
better
would have
too.
gone 20.
Yeah, I like 20 better too, but honestly, I got these two to fold, which was I wasn't expecting this, but that's okay.
That is really funny
So,
who you got to call. That's funny. Yeah.
yeah, I
Okay.
thought
All
one of
right.
these players would call,
Yeah.
but
So we know what this, so we're thinking implied odd hands. This is what, I'll show you what I'll send to you offline, but I'll send it to you on the chat, but I had a conversation with a supposedly coach guy at Fresh Life Poker, and I'll show you what he thinks his range looks like.
so my idea of their range here is that it's suited aces, pocket pairs, and some suited broadways is basically what my thought process is. I don't think it's a ton of suited connectors, but this guy, this is the guy. If you guys remember from like a week ago, he plays any two. He caught king three on me for a two pair, and I had ace king. It was rough, but he, it's this guy. So his range is still fairly wide, but it does include a lot of aces, is what I would think, even offsuit aces. And then this lady, who fucking knows? She was just calling off with random ass shit. So her, I would say that she has about the entire range chart.
Yeah.
But
We
okay,
have the
so
best we have the best hand here a lot of the time. And we have the queen
yes.
of spades, and I love the queen of spades. All right.
So it checks to me. So here, this is a situation. So I follow a lot of Hungry Horse. This is I'm going big bet or check, and this is a big bet hand. I'm gonna big bet here, and this is a board where they're still gonna slow play a little bit of their strong stuff, especially this guy. He is super passive the way he plays post flop, but he does let you know when he has it. So, but it's on the river. He lets you know when he has it. It's
Right.
not until then. So I don't think that any adjustment needs to be made other than that I have a good hand. Let's start putting some money in this pot and try and get this heads. Personally, I want to get heads up in general too. Either way, I just want to get this to one opponent. So I make a big bet, 45. She folds, he calls. So now his range is still uncapped. He has two pair sets, flush draws, and single pair hands. But I do know the one thing is that he will fold these a 10, a hand with a 10 to that size, or a 7 to that size, something like that. So he's filtered to ace 10, ace 7, weak aces, and some flush draws is
Right.
what I've now ranged him to,
Uh,
and possibly even straight draws.
yeah, he has eight, nine. He has eight,
Yep.
nine diamonds. We know he has eight, nine of spades. That's easy. But he still has eight, nine. Does he have nine jack or eight jack still?
It's
Did he fold
nine.
his gutter?
Yeah, I think he's probably folding his gutters to that size. When I
Okay.
go smaller, he would keep in some
Okay.
of the gutters.
All right. So
But he could have Jack nine suited. Like he could have had Jack nine of
yeah,
spades, which he
yeah,
would call with. So he could still have gutters
yeah,
there.
yeah. He can have jack nine. Yeah, yeah. So he can also have jack. He can have jack eight of spades here and jack eight of diamonds.
Yes. So I
That's
s-
helpful.
in
He's
this
still
situation, I still think I have he checks.
yeah,
But if he has that, he's going to let me know on the river, is what
yeah,
I do know for a fact if he
yeah.
has a flush. So he checks, and I know that he will call me with any weak ace. Two pair, he's still going to call, obviously, and his flush draws are going to start to fold out a bit, depending on my size here. But I'm trying to think about this is a calling station type of player. I want to get maximum money in from my strong top pair. So. I make it 125.
Okay,
and he doesn't love it. He puts in the call. And then we get this card on the river, which completes the flush. But
right,
here now, I this is when I know I have the best hands when he checks to me here. So I know
right,
that I have him crushed, and I'm almost certain that he's on a weak ace
right.
because his draws would have got there. So his if his draws got there, he leads into me now. So now that he doesn't lead, I'm trying to think. This guy's a calling station. I can get him to call off with weak aces.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Hold on. Team.
I put in all the money. He
Good.
calls ace five.
Nice.
So I was very happy with my analysis on this hand
Nice thin
and
value.
goes it. Yeah,
Now,
This was the assignment. Bring thin value. This is a good thin value shot.
yeah. So I was, and I almost checked, and I was like, no, I know this player, and in your head, when that spade came, I was like, fuck. And then he checked to me, and I was like, okay, I know I have the best hand now, and how are we going to get him to pay off? The only thing I was slightly worried about was a two pair that got scared of the flush coming in,
well,
but
yeah.
you can't be scared of monsters under the bed, so got to go for
And
it
when you bet,
all.
and when you bet for thin value, you're supposed to lose sometimes.
Yeah, and we got all the money from him, which is great
Yeah.
because I'm sick of losing to his stupid ass hands.
So go back one step. I have a question on the, just to do the math on the turn sizing. Dean, what is 2E on this turn?
340, 30. You're making me do math in the morning.
I'm making you do
Oh,
math in the morning. Math in the morning.
what? 40.
I could go technically here. I could go like 75, I think,
Yep.
or
Well, we
100.
we're going to start with we're going to start with what's when I say exact, we're going to start with what's 2E. Let's start with that and see what we think of that number.
80 would be 220, and we'd have. Wait, 80 would be 300. Fuck, I don't even know. Like
Right? Let's
70,
so without doing with algebra,
less than 80.
we're doing with a stab. Yeah. So if you put in 70, you're going to have the pot's going to go up to that's a half pot bet, and the pot's
270.
going to go
280.
up to
We'll have 270.
280
Pot will be at
280.
280.
and 280, right? So if we go half pot, there's a pot size bet left. So it's going to be somewhere between half pot and pot. So let's just throw 2/3 out there and see what happens. Because this you can do at the table. So about 2/3. So 2/3 is, just under 100. Let's make it 90, easy number.
And then we can have less than a half pot bet on the river to
Yeah.
get them to call that too.
Yeah. So if we put in 90, we will have 250 left. And the pot,
20.
180 plus 140, which is 320. So that's about 2/3 of the pot there, right? So about 2/3 is 2E. So about 90. Is that what we said? I'm sorry, did we say?
We had 90.
Yeah, we said we said 90. So about 90 is 2E. So now Brian went what size?
125.
125. So you went bigger than 2E, and the advantage of going bigger than 2E is you get more value from his flush draws than 2E gives you.
Mhm.
Your ace is the same because if you went 90 and then if you went 90 and then all in on the river, he's probably calling you, like that. You made it a little easier for him to call you, which is good. Now,
Part of the thinking though was about the flush draws for when it misses. I'm not getting any value, so let's
right,
get
exactly.
more money in.
Right. So my question,
Mhm.
now that we know 2E is 90-ish, and you're going about half pot-ish. No, sorry. That's with the 125 in there. You're going.
I went pretty close to
Quarters.
pot.
I did it wrong. Yeah, you're going pretty close to pot. What about going a little bigger to get even more from the flush draw? Do you like that? Because the flush draw is going to call. You went 125. The flush draw is going to call
Yeah,
150, isn't it?
that is one sizing thing that I think that I could work on more is going over betting more. I just don't like this. I scare a lot of people off with the
Mm.
sizings. So, but with this specific player, obviously he's gonna call me when I go a little bit bigger here. So I don't think he even calls that with a flush draw, 125. I don't think he calls that with a flush draw. So once he called that, I was
Right,
starting to already think he has a made hand whenever
right.
that happens. And then
Okay.
once the flush draw comes and he checks to me, I know he doesn't have he didn't have a flush
Okay.
draw and he didn't have a flush.
Okay. So looking back on it, do you like 140, 125, or 100 best? Now that you have all the time in the world to look at it and to think about his range, what size do you like best?
I like 100 the best actually, because I don't think he would have called me with a flush draw.
Okay.
So I think even 90 might be better to get a call from a flush draw. Um, but I also like I can't actually see his hand, so I don't know 100%. I know he chases, but when size like absolute sizing a 125, people I don't like that. Like I'm the only person that's getting all in like 5 times a day.
Right.
Everyone else is playing that unless they have the nuts, they're not getting
Right.
all in.
Right.
So
We're not getting all in with ace queen here. Yeah.
no, they even looked at me like you put in that much money with ace queen, and I was like, oh, I had a feeling. I was like, no, I know I have the
Yeah.
best
Yeah.
hand, and I know he'll call me. So
Yeah.
I put the money in.
Okay. Great. When I look at it
But
this way, I think I like the 125 more than the 100. I think I like the oversized there. And given the fact that you're saying that the 140 does get that in its absolute size gets the folds, I think I like your 125 more than 140. But I think I like
no,
the fact that you went more than 2E here.
I don't think there's really a difference between 140 and 125, and that's why I think I kind of took a weird middling size. It's not as good. I actually like I agree with I think I should be going 140 or 90. And
Okay.
90 would be to target the flush draw, and 140 would be to target the made hands.
Okay. Sounds
So,
good.
because the 140 probably folds out the flush draws, the 90 can get some flush draws to stick around.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you
Then
one.
if they check jam to 140, you call fold.
What if I put 140 in and he jams
Yeah.
against this player? I probably have to. I mean, he's just not aggressive at all, really.
Hmm.
So I think in that situation, I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do. I think pretty much have to put it down because I mean, he gets all in. When he gets all in, he is the best hand every time. I mean, he's got the nuts.
And we got the queen of spades, which would probably be a lot of like open-ended bluffs.
Yeah.
If he got all in, he has Jack 8. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, but
Yeah.
that's the thing though, is he's leading. No, he could still not lead his Jack 8 here. I think that I just think there's almost a zero, there's really low possibility of him ever going all in on the turn unless he has a super strong but super vulnerable hand, which is
Right.
possible with like something like that. But a lot of the time, it's the river is when he starts to put the money in, is when you'll see him when he'll tell you how strong his hand is by donking into you on the river or raising after you raise.
So
So
I like the fact that you're going that you're looking at 90 and 140 as better than the compromise of 125. I like that you think compromises are bad. That's usually true in poker. And the other thing is, if you go 90, 100, and the flush draw does fold, you're not unhappy. You're never unhappy when the flush draw folds here. It's just that you don't have to bet so big that the flush draw can't. You don't have to, you know. So I have to go all in because I can't let anybody draw. Like you don't need that.
yeah, no,
But
I don't.
when they fold out equity, that's all goes your way. So that's,
Yeah.
you just don't get the money. So that's good.
See, and I don't. I try to never think that way. I try to think of it as in like because everyone else at the table like just does this wild shit and then tells me about how their play is the right play because they
Right.
don't want these cards to show up. And I'm like, but you want them to stick around. Like, yeah, you want to
Yeah.
bet big, but you want them to stick around and get you paid for when they miss it. I mean,
Right.
like I just have to, like there's these people try to tell me how to play poker last night and they're the biggest fish at the table and it makes me laugh so hard. I had $1,400 in front of me buying in for 300 and they're sitting there with 150 like, dude, you don't want to buy in for 300, you want to buy in for 150, you don't want to lose that much money. And I'm like, okay, yeah, you're right, 100%.
That
I'm
is true.
like,
I'm a little nervous with this big stack, but I can't go home.
yeah, and I have 1,200
How
in my
you
bag still. Like
did somebody else have a big stack where you could actually lose that, or would they have to like go
the next
all
biggest
in
stack
five
was like
times?
400.
Yeah, so they'd have to like go in 2 times to be able to take your stack. And you're saying
Yeah,
they
I
don't
was
go all in,
No, it's just funny because it's the older guys talking about like good players. Like, I know you're a good player, but I've been playing for a long time, man. You don't want to be buying in for that much money.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, yeah, I mean, and that's why I was able to stack off three people and make 900 instead of
Yep.
450. So,
Yeah.
like, all right,
Yep.
whatever. I was like, ugh.
And a perfectly good answer always is, yeah, that makes sense too. That also makes sense. I can see why that would work.
Oh yeah, I just
My
don't.
wife said,
I,
my wife just said, God bless those who stalk the lake. All right, what do we got next?
We have another thin value.
Good.
Um, we got an absolute station. I saw him go to showdown like four times, and he couldn't beat marginal top pair hands where it went all in, and he couldn't beat those hands.
Right.
So he's just an absolute station.
So stop.
Uh,
So someone who calls off with second pair a lot or top
I-
pair, no kicker, that sort of level. What so what they're thinking, oh my God, I can't I can't let myself get bluffed, right?
yes,
They think they're bluff catching. I mean, or they're not thinking at all. They might just be thinking I has a pair. But if they're thinking any deeper than I has a pair, they're thinking people are bluffing me too much and I have to stop them, right?
yeah,
So is the reason that they think people are bluffing them too much because they bluff all the time, or is it
no.
because they think, or is it because they can't let the world take advantage of them?
It's fear of getting pushed around. This guy's not an aggressive player
Okay.
that I think is ever really bluffing. It's just the fear of getting pushed around. It's a lot of older guys too, especially with when they play with younger guys. They think that we're always bluffing or that they just are a consistent, a constant. What's up, Dean? I can see you.
We got Naked Dean. All right.
Yeah, but it's generally
No,
the
no,
older
no. Oh
guys.
my God.
Love it. Okay. All right, good. So they do this because of the personality type of I won't let you push me around.
Yeah, and especially
Okay.
against me, I'm constantly raising and making it bigger and bigger, and they're always like, "Oh, you just can't always have it." I'm
All
like,
right.
"Well, I don't always have it, or I do, and you guys
All right.
call me down when I have it." So,
That's good. All right. Let's see what we got here.
so could have gone bigger once again. It's a little bit of like autopilot. Sometimes I see the two limpers, I go 15. I need to probably just go to 20 sometimes, but. It also depends on the game. I think at this game, I was getting a lot of folds to my ISOs at normal sizes because this was a more passive table in general. So I generally, when it's real passive, I won't go huge. But when it's people just aren't folding is when I start to just really make it bigger and bigger.
15
But
absolutely isn't too small. Doesn't mean you can't make
no,
it, but 15 is not too small. And
yeah,
if
no.
and if people call you sometimes with weaker hands, it's not too small. All right, here we go.
Three ways.
Yeah.
Got top pair and it checks to us.
This is an interesting
And
spot. And you got the king of spades.
Love the king of spades.
so I just go this sizing. So this sizing is still a little bit of hungry horse of just I want them to tell me when they have it. This is the only guy that's going to tell me if he has a strong hand. This guy's just going to call me down. This is the station. This guy's also a super calling station, but he is like I just saw him. He called off a monster three bet with pocket threes, and then called off the guy's jam on the flop with pocket threes. Whenever the board came like 10 Jack 7 or
Yeah, as long
something.
as there isn't an ace. As long as there isn't an ace, he's going. Or
Yeah,
he's
and
going.
he was right. So he thinks he's a genius right now. He's
Right.
on the high of, oh, I'm the smartest guy in the world. But so make it 20. I do want him to raise and tell me when he has something strong. This guy's just not going to tell me, but he'll calm me down with bullshit. So we want to start building a pot, and he doesn't have a huge stack anyway. So I don't think I need to start going huge to get him to
Oh,
commit his whole stack.
no.
So this guy folds, and
All
now
right.
I am like I'm in the situation of this guy. I haven't seen him really lead often or anything, so I'm trying to. He didn't lead, so I don't really get. All I know is that he just calls off with bullshit all the time. So it's,
Well,
you
let me
know,
ask you this question. Do we think the four is good for his flat calling range here, his cold calling range here? Or do we think this is more brickish?
I mean, it's pretty brick, but it could have made him a pair of fours with five, 4, or. something
Yeah, it
along those
feels
lines.
pretty prickish.
It's pretty brickish.
Yeah.
And he's a super calling station, but he does just put the money in when he's got something strong. So
And
he'll
so
tell
he's
me as
gonna,
well.
I mean, so if he had like,
If he had
I don't
nine
know, six,
five or
four
eight
suited
five,
here, he would tell you.
yeah, he's gonna tell me.
Yeah.
So
And
he
if he had 4-5 for a draw, he now has a pair, which is good for you. I mean, it gives him more outs, but it also
Yeah.
makes him
It
calm.
also makes, yeah, he's not
So
going anywhere.
Larry, if we decide we have the best hand here and we intend to get all in on the river with top pair, good kicker, what's 2E here?
So 2E here. We have 2 streets left.
Mm-hmm.
It's about 60% pot, I think.
Yep. Yeah.
so I go bigger than that because the guy's just gonna call me with stupid shit. So why not just put more money in? That's what
Yep.
kind of where I'm at with these players is they call you with stupid hands. So just keep making it bigger and getting them to continue to call you and get their all their money in.
Right.
So I go
And
75.
this is going to make it easy for any jack, for Queen Jack to call you on the river because of this sizing, which is great. And you got a bunch of money from all his draws. And there's a lot of draws on that board.
Yeah. I mean,
Eight,
there's straight draws, flush draws,
8-10, all the spades. Yep.
and we get a two, which really is still pretty much a brick. I mean,
Yep.
what gets there 5-3,
Yeah.
which it's possible,
Sure.
but I have 90 behind and he checks to me, so we put
Oh,
the
yeah.
money in.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you got it from
7-9 off too.
got it from 7. Ooh.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I mean, this is. I
That's
needed to make
crazy.
adjustments for a while. That's what I was
Dean pointed out
getting.
5-3 was a straight on the turn. He didn't need the
With
river.
Oh
I
no,
think
no, no.
my only point here is Brian. I think with this guy, it's this is not thin value. This is pure value.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really. It's kind of. There's not a ton that beats me. I agree with you. It's just like, what the
Pure
hell is this
value.
guy doing?
And
What the hell are
and the
you doing?
second point I have, Scotty, I think is when you're uploading this, I think you'll have to make it to plus 18 as a stream because of Dean. We've
Okay.
seen
Yes.
Dean.
Yes, exactly.
We've seen Dean shirtless. I think you get a lot of views, but yeah, it has to be a plus 18 stream now.
Okay, so we have this hand is from oh no, this is from I believe Tuesday actually, the next hand that we play. This one's interesting because well, I'll show you why it's interesting. So tight reg millionaire Sean. Sean owns a bunch of 7-Elevens. He makes a lot of money, but he plays very tightly. You'd think he has $0. He has no dollars to his name. But I've played with him a decent bit. I mean, he's generally a pretty straightforward player. I haven't seen him play. He's tight, and when he has a hand, he's scared money as well, though. Like when he makes a hand, he makes it big so that people aren't calling him with bullshit. So that's what I know about him.
Right.
Um, we get this flop, and it checks to me, and I overbet once again. This is Hungry Horse, big better check. And I think there's a lot of draws on this board and a lot of draws. I'm going to lose value from queens. He's not going to call me with a queen. Actually, no, that's not true because he has seen me run some larger bluffs and he doesn't believe me a lot of the time. So,
Question here. How low a kicker? I'm going to make you suited so that that's for your ISO. How low is your kicker at the point where you go, I do have the best hand or I don't?
10.
10. Okay, good.
So at 10, I've made that as my threshold of ace 10 is a two street hand that I just call down. I'll just go for two streets with, but
Right.
with
So check
ace
behind.
jack or
Yeah. So check
and
behind ace 10 here and then bet the turn in the river. Or if you bet it here, you're going to check one street.
no, I'm going all three streets with ace jack. Or
No,
you mean with ace 10, ace 10.
take if you have ace 10.
Yeah. With ace 10, yeah, I might bet here, check behind, or yeah, on the turn or the river, but I'm gonna bet.
Yeah.
But with ace jack, I'm going for three streets in
Right.
this situation, assuming that they don't start going crazy here.
Yeah.
So I overbet. We get a call from Sean. And now his range is some weak aces, possibly some queens, some non-believing queens, and some flush draws, and possibly some straight like gutters like Jack 10, King Jack, combo draws. He doesn't play them super aggressively generally, so I would say that all of his draws are still here. They would, and especially the size, he's not going to check raise me with the size of the combo draw. And yeah, so that's his range, I believe. And we get a 10 on a turn, which actually gives me more outs. And he checks again. So I'm trying to think of, I mean, he's got flush draws still. He's got aces, queens. Queens I'm just not getting through streets from, so I don't really care about trying to target that range. He has some like Jack 10 stuff that just made a pair, King Jack that made a straight, all that type of stuff. But he does donk with a lot of his super strong stuff when it gets there. So I'm pretty confident that I still have the best hand and that I need to be going for value here. And he didn't have a ton behind. I don't remember what size. This is a little bit ago. I go 75, which is pretty much half pot. I really don't love this size. I don't like this size, but I think I choose this size because in the scenario where he does sometimes slow play, he usually donks his strong stuff, but he will slow play occasionally. I think this is why I made the decision is to go smaller to get him to now raise his strong stuff. So I end up going 75, which I still think this is a mergey size though, and I should either be deciding to go like 100 or I should be going like 50. I think 50 gets him to start putting in more money, and 100 gets him to call with his draws. So I don't like this sizing. I don't know what you guys think. I mean, it's a sizing to get all the money in by the river, but I don't think there's a good thought process behind the size. Is my problem.
think
It's,
I think the sizing is okay.
I just don't. I think it's stupid because it's like, all right, what are you trying to accomplish here? Because if he does have something strong, he has no need to raise to this
So before you
size.
bet, what's the SPR?
Two.
What-
one,
Love
No,
no,
him
well,
way
no,
too.
it's not two.
is
It's
mine,
one
1.3,
point five something, 1.3.
1.3.
So yeah, I think the size.
His stack. Sorry, I was looking.
So it- I think this is a good stacks. I mean, given the SPR, I think it's a good sizing.
Yeah, I just think that I think the sizing is fine. I think that my thought process is bad because I remember why I did this size. And with this size, he has no reason to now start raising his shit. And if I'm trying to target draws, I should be going for bigger. And if I'm trying to get him to raise a hand that's strong, I should be going smaller. So I just think it's a poor thought process behind the size, but I don't think the actual size is a big problem. Like it's a terrible
Okay,
size. It's just
so let's look at the other two sizes. Let's go 40 here for a second. So 25%, really small. We go
mhm.
40, and if he raises the 40, it's kind of jammy. I mean, let's just assume he jams. So we go for 40, he jams for the additional 155. We fold? Or we
Pretty
Kind of
close,
hard
yeah.
to fold on the texture of this board.
Mhm.
Against this guy, if I had ace jack of clubs, yes, I would call.
Sure.
Like,
Yeah,
yeah, 100% calling. But against him, I would not call. I have never seen him jam as a bluff.
I mean, there
okay.
is an MDA argument that um just what you said. Check jam here is the most underbluff line in poker.
Yeah, so I wouldn't love it, but I would at least get what I want from that size of him to tell me that he has the best hand.
Right. And you're getting called, and at 50 and 40, you're getting called by Queen Jack and Queen King,
Yep.
whether or not they have a heart or a club at all.
Yeah, and if I
So that's
so
a
that that's my problem is I need to think about his range more of, okay, and what parts of his range do I want to target here? Not
Yeah.
I have good hand, let's put money in or whatever it is. It just needs to be take a second to be like, okay, because I was in
Mhm.
between. I remember being in between 150, 150 or 40 in that area. I'm thinking, okay, let's go 75 to target both. But that's no, you gotta be smarter than that. You gotta think more and put more thought into it, not just be like, all right, let's just do the middle, which is
Yep.
bad.
Yep.
So I do that, which is whatever. It's not the end of the world. He calls, and now we get this card, which is
That card is
terrible.
funny.
I hate this card.
This is an
And
easy
he
card.
jams.
Alright, you can fold.
Yeah, I do fold. And this is the first time I have seen it in live poker. A donk jam as a bluff on the river.
He
Yeah.
shows it. He windmills it in your face.
Yeah, he did it. He got it. But we stacked him later, so it's okay.
That is
But
an
yeah.
interesting. That is a very interesting bluff he chose.
Yeah.
And this is why I don't like my the fold is like, yeah, I should fold, I think. But what does he get here with that makes a flush on the river? I mean, it's the king. He could have the king, absolutely, that
He
and
doesn't
make
need
a straight, but he's not the type of player that's going to jam a straight when a flush comes on. So he,
We have to. It comes down to, is this
flush
donk
draw with an ace.
over underbluffed? We know it's wildly underbluffed.
yeah, it's generally under bluff, so I laid it down. But that time he showed me it. But I honestly, like I think Larry, you're the one that said this to me. Is are you going to be more upset when they show you a bluff or when you call off when they have it and you know they have it? And I was much less upset that he showed me a bluff than I was. I was actually more interested. Like, oh, okay, there's a little bit more going on in this. This
Yeah,
player,
I mean,
a
this is like
little bit
kind
more
of like
going
you
on.
say, well played, and you move on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said good hand, Sean, and moved on. It was I was surprised. I wasn't expecting to see the jam here, but
That's an excellent mental response. That's really, really good.
True.
So
I was
what flushes can he get here with?
oh
Every ace of club, every ace sex of clubs that he has got here.
that was what my brain was going through was that
He can get there. Yeah. He
he
can,
can, yeah, and he
um,
does this, and I've seen him do this many times with value, so that's why it's a really
right.
easy. Like in my head, I really didn't tank fold. I was kind of like fold, like 5 seconds. I was like fold, whatever. I made two pair, but I don't think I'm good. And then he showed it,
Right.
and it was
So
okay. But
go back to it and go back to the hand for a second. Um, and let's just answer what are what are the easy clubs for him to get here? And it's like every ace of clubs can play this way. Makes total sense. He calls the flop, calls the turn, and decides that you're going to check behind on the river without a king and bets it out. That works. Now I also claim that he's got some king X of clubs that get here.
yeah,
He
I mean,
doesn't.
he's got king 10 of clubs.
He's got king.
That,
No, he doesn't have king 10 of clubs because the 10 of clubs is on there.
oh
So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So the
He's
10
got
and jack, he can't have king 10 or king jack, but he's also got king queen of clubs. That's one hand. If he overplays, and we know he does, meaning he calls you too wide because he called you with 8-5 suited. So he also called you with king 9 of clubs. That
yeah.
got there. That was still there. Um, does he have king 8 of clubs here?
I don't think he has king 9 of clubs very specifically.
That's
That's one hand I
5-8.
wouldn't put that
That's 5-8 of hearts. Why does he not have king 9 of clubs?
because I raised 55 on the flop. I think he can have it
Oh,
but
oh,
once I make it,
you're right. You're right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
he
Yes.
he doesn't
Yes,
have
king
king
queen.
9.
Yes, yeah, he's king queen here. You're absolutely right. He has all his aces. He has king, and he still has king queen of clubs. Those are the ones he has. Um, can he have queen 9 of clubs? Yes, he can have queen 9 of
Yeah,
clubs, but not king 9 of clubs. Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
think
yeah. So
he's
those are five
got
clubs, right?
he's got jack 10 of clubs. I mean, he has other
He
clubs
doesn't
too.
have
It's
jack
just
10 of clubs. He's got, but he
oh
has
yeah, I keep on
doesn't have jack
doing
10, doesn't have jack 9.
queen jack of clubs. I would
He
say
doesn't,
yeah.
and he doesn't have 8-9 of clubs anymore. He folded it, we think. But he does have queen 9. And if he got here with queen 8 of clubs, I mean, if he starts with queen 8 of clubs, he's here. But queen 8 of clubs is less, I mean, is worse than 8-5 of hearts. So
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with the fold, and I was really happy to think about it with in the way that I think it was you that said this. Think about it that way, Larry. Is are you going to be more upset when you call off when you know that 90% of the time you're wrong, or are you going to be more upset when they wave a bluff in your face? And I was okay. I
It's a
was
very
like,
clever thing to say. I hope I did say that.
I think it was you. It was either you or Scotty. You guys are the only two clever people here.
It
But
was
yeah,
it,
I was
it was Larry.
yeah. So I yeah, that was the
I like your note.
yeah. This guy's just gambling. He was
Okay.
really fun to play with though, and made it. The table was so boring before he came, so I
This is an
enjoyed it.
interesting spot.
I just limped here.
Yeah,
He
absolutely. That is the
Yeah,
best
this
play.
is you're playing implied odds hands.
Yeah.
yeah,
Especially
and
knowing that this is a table that calls off that calls your raises to 15. What do you want to do? Raise to 20?
Maybe you get out of line in button, but not in small blind.
I don't want to raise to. I'm not
Uh,
raising 15, and if
no.
I am going to raise, I don't really want to put 25, 30 in with pocket twos.
I
Calling
think the only I
So
would maybe consider about getting jiggy on button, but not in small blind.
even on the
better
button, I
better
don't mind.
call.
I'm more likely to limp this on the button than I am to raise it because it's going to play well multi-way, and I'm going to be in position the whole way.
Yep.
So I'm okay with playing this on the button and just limping it.
Okay.
That's better, that is definitely the better choice than ISOing with deuces on a table that we've seen how they play how they respond to ISOs. I think.
Yeah,
All right,
You got a
moving on.
good point.
You got it. Yeah.
we flop a
Boom.
terrible hand. I hate the flop. It's awful. Okay, so I'm trying to remember what I do here. I lead here. I don't like this. I don't like my lead here
I like your
because
lead, and so does Peter from Crush Life
yeah,
Poker.
uh, it's all right. But I mean, okay. So my thought process behind the lead here was that I believe that I'm trying to remember this table. I think it's the table where I had check raised a couple of times with some monsters and some bluffs, and just got folds like crazy. So I was like, I don't really want to just lead this and get people to fold.
Well,
I'd
so
rather, I think I can just
let's
pile
do
money
look.
in.
What does it look like? So the argument Peter's making for donking in situations like this with big value is that a check raise looks, like you said, too strong and produces too many faults. Here, it looks just fishy. People don't know you're doing it with the very top of range, but that's the really the only place to appropriately donk here is with the very top of range. I think a donk here used appropriately is good. Now, the first time I deployed it, I ran into slow played queens that flatted behind an open, but that doesn't matter. Here, I think you've got an appropriate place to lead. It's weird and it feels
I hate it.
uncomfortable if you're overstudied, but I think it is a good play.
Oh, I donk often with value hands when SPR is low, because I can just go get bet, bet, bet.
Mhm.
This is a situation where
And also look at your SPR. I mean, you're telling us here that you're whoever, so our villain, you're essentially 200 big blinds deep. And I think that drives us more to donk.
yeah, um, I don't have a problem with the donk. It's not really a donk, I guess it's a limp pot, but I don't have a problem with leading here. Um, I just like the lead in this situation because I didn't want to generate a ton of folds here. And I want to get money in the pot and $15. I bet 15, which is like, oh, it's an over bet, but these people don't think that way. They think $15 or $10 or like whatever, just throw it in. So
Yeah.
not a big deal. This
Yeah.
guy
So
calls.
it doesn't matter that it's a full pot size bet in a multi-way. It's $15 to them.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Now later on, like if it was $100 pot and I bet 110 into it, now they're
Yeah.
gonna be like, okay, what the hell's going on? But
Yep.
$15 into a $15 pot is like a whatever to them.
Yeah. I
We
have a
get
$50 hand. That's what they're thinking.
That's what they openly say. It's like they say,
Yeah.
"Oh, $15 is a $15 hand."
Yep. There you go.
And, okay, so now we get a board. Now we get a double flushing board,
The nine
and
is good.
there's some straights that come in that were already there. That doesn't matter. There's some straight draws that come.
Straight draws come in, but that's a
It's unlikely. I mean, 7, 8. they could be thinking, "Oh, I got two overs still," which would be a really stupid unless it's
So
two
you've
eight,
got
7 8 of
four
spades.
customers on a, it's true that we have locked up equity with the 4-5, but I think we still value back.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not fucking slowing down.
There are
So
more.
the only question is, against four people, what size do we use? And I don't know.
There are more
Let's see. I don't remember.
than there are combos of 4-5.
Say it again, Scotty.
There are more combos of flush draws than there are combos of 4-5.
That's a very good way of looking at it. What
Yeah,
we
fuck
get
that.
a
I'm not
lot more
slowing down.
draws that we
No.
get called from than we do,
Yeah.
you
Yep.
know, the 4-5.
What do I do here? 65. Okay.
Sure.
So
Sure.
I
we
think
go.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. So my reasoning for 65 is as it is there's a lot of inelastic hands that will call me. So let's put some more money in the pot and get them to call me. Um, there is possible. I mean, people love to play 6-9, so there's definitely a two pair right there that I'm absolutely like, okay, this is possible. Um, I mean, obviously, I blocked up the twos pretty heavily, so some people play the diaper for fun, but um, I
Well,
just think that
big blind can have the
there's a
diaper. Big blind can have the diaper for, for good reasons.
yeah. So that's why I go big is I think that nobody raised me. So one, I think I have the best hand. I don't think anybody on that flop, these passive players, this guy not as much, but these two passive players, I'm trying to remember who they were, but everybody's pretty much everybody's passive, so like it's not that hard to, but they're aggressive with their strong but vulnerable hands. So when they flop the straight here, and I bet they're raising, they don't want to get outdrawn. They're terrified of a bad card. So I have the best hand, and
So you get 65 into about 70, right?
yes, 75.
All right. So this guy, he doesn't care about pot odds. He's gambling. He's got lots of draws here.
He was actually I could tell he was gambling, but I could tell he actually had a little bit of like thought in his brain. He wasn't a stupid person. He was an intelligent person for sure, and was thinking about situations, but he was also just there to have fun and gamble as well.
Got it.
He's calling you
So,
he's calling you with two pair for sure.
and he's calling me with one
And he
pair
has,
as well.
but he can have two pairs in his range easily. Because he has six deuce and 6-3 and three deuce in his range. He has to
Yes.
because he never got a chance to fold pre-flop.
So he calls.
Okay. Oh, great. This is great. One of them.
This is where I'm like really in the process. Okay, the draw misses, and a lot of what I'm putting him on is a draw. I'd seen him chase a lot of draws throughout the day in general. So I'm trying to think of what hands I can get to call and what size I need to go because I just don't think there is a ton of strong hands in his range here. So like I'm actually tanking thinking in this spot. I'm sitting here like what the hell can I get this guy to call? And
What are you going to
what
do to an
is
imposition shove?
Call.
call?
Yeah, we
He's an
keep too much
aggressive player.
value.
I'm
So
calling
if we
100%.
if we're going to call an imposition shove, then what? So what are you target? So let's target two pair. I think if you target two pair, you shove.
That's where what I'm so part of what I'm okay, so this guy, so these two players, he was bullying this guy, and this guy's a fish, and we were messing with him and calling him a fish at the table. It was a joke. The guy was nice about it. He was a cool guy. He's the one that made the joke originally, but he was super targeting this guy. But him and I had gotten after it a couple of times, and I saw him start to really adjust and not be playing as insane against me because I stacked him like three times. He just kept going and buying, and but he's like, all right, I'm sick of playing with you. But now he's in the hand, so I'm trying to think if this is where I don't like my sizing. My sizing sucks. I go
Yeah.
75.
Sucks.
My sizing's terrible because one, in my thought, he's gonna call me. Even he's a gambling player. Even if he has a singleton six or a nine, he's calling me to a larger size. I think I should be going like 150 is what I think I should be going here.
I think you
I
got to
don't think I
shove
should be
here.
jamming. I don't think I should jam. I think I will. He has seen me jam 3 times and started to get away from my jams
Okay,
whenever I was
alright.
doing it. So I didn't want to jam because I think I'm pushing out a lot of hands when he jams. When I jam, and that's why I use this size, but I just think it's another mergy size. I'm either targeting what do I target here? A fucking 3 with a $50 bet, or anything stronger than a 3 with like $150 bet. So it's
100.
another merge.
I like 150 here, and um, you the three is folding. So all the draws are folding. Done.
Yeah,
So we're done with that. The problem is his most likely pair is a 6, and now there are 2 overcards to the 6.
that's why I choose the size, but I don't like that.
Right.
I
So
don't
that's
like
why.
that.
So with that, if maybe I think maybe it is right to start thinking about the 2 pairs because
Yeah,
because of how small you have to go to get a 6 to call.
I agree.
Now, one other question though. Hold on. If you go small enough to get a 6 to call, do the 2 pairs raise you?
That was the other thing that was going through my head.
Yeah, this
Okay,
is
so
like kind of
Ooh,
I'm in
almost
the
a, this becomes kind of a BSTI a little bit.
yeah,
See, that was the thing. So in this position, the reason I was tanking was because I was like, can I go with like a really tiny blocker bet to get a 6 to call me, but get him to jam on me with his stronger hands? And that's
right.
where I kind of went mergy. So
40.
I
Four-
was thinking of going, so that was I was in between like 40 or 50
Yeah.
and 150. Those were the two sizes I was thinking about. And I was like, I merged again
Yeah.
because I was like, I think I can get a 6 to call though 75 as well though.
Yeah.
And I think I would have been correct about that, as I can get him to call with a 6 for 75. But he's also an aggressive player, so I think that I can feign some weakness. But he did think about it. He's like, what do you bet into 5 people? That's what he was saying as I was sitting there. As I put my 75, he's like, what the hell do you bet into 5 people and then continue on the river? And then that's one thing. So I you know he's a thinking player. He may not be great, but
Yeah.
he does have a head on his shoulders, and he does think about it with logic. So I bet the 75, he calls, and we miss a shitload of value.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
He
it's a
did
tough
actually
one.
tank call that, which was surprising to me. I thought he was going to snap that, no problem with 2 pair.
Maybe
But
he
he was
was
sitting.
tanking deciding to raise. Was he?
No,
Was
he
he?
was sitting there. He's like, "What do you have a set?" He was like, you
Okay.
bet into like 6 people. You
Yeah.
continued, and then now you're betting on the river." He was like, "Fuck it. If I lose, I lose," and he threw in the call. I mean,
Okay.
I
I
think I could have gotten. I think I could have bet more, and he still would have called. I don't think it
Yep.
was like he was gonna fold. It was
yeah,
Nope.
I
like,
think we target a bet. I mean, I mean, his call on on flop is understandable. I think he should be folding turn, but I think once, what size did you use on turn?
You should have folded turn.
uh, I used like almost pot.
And there were 2
Yeah.
players behind.
So here we filtered his range, right? And I think I like a bigger size. I think we get to shove over bet here on river.
I
I
I
think
think
we
he
just target
actually
top of, I think we
he
target
didn't.
top of range.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't like my side. I literally said at the end, I was like, "Fuck." He's like, "What are you mad about?" I was like, "Nothing." And he was sitting there. He was like, "I thought that was a good bet." I was like, "It's a fucking terrible bet." I was angry, but you just won. But yeah,
So what do we
I didn't
think?
like it.
So with his exact hand, not his range, with his exact hand, how do we think he responds to a bet of 40?
I
You
don't
bet the
know
turn.
if,
I
well, you have a
don't.
good question.
Yeah. You bet the
That's,
flop into 5 players, and you bet the turn. More importantly, you bet the turn into into 3 players who called you. That's where the real strength came, was your turn bet.
Yeah,
He didn't
yes, then you continue your
say that,
aggression.
but that's true. So with that in
Yep.
mind, when you then drop down to 40,
see, I think
and
against
you're
any
doing
other player at the table, he is raising that if they bet 40. But I think against me, he's not raising that.
Okay,
That's the only thing that I was thinking was that this guy has now like he's really tightened up against me. He's
okay.
been playing like a wild man against everybody else. He did that
Yeah.
for like 3 hands with me, and then he got stacked off, and he stopped doing that.
Yeah. That's why I think that's, so if he doesn't raise two pair against you in this situation, then the targeting the two pair is better because so many of his sixes fold. It's hard for him to have a singleton 9. It's hard for him to have a singleton 10.
Yeah,
It's really hard for him if a singleton 10 is played.
it was poor range analysis when
Yeah.
it came down to it. Is that, and then but I think the range analysis was actually decent. It was that I didn't pick the right thing to target then. And I did that stupid merge that you've seen me do
Yeah.
over and over again. And I need to start doing one or the other. It needs to be one size or the other
Yep.
instead of doing this middle size that I
Mhm.
constantly end up doing. So it's something I gotta work on in my game.
Good.
But we'll focus on that. And I think I only have one more hand. Which hand is this? Oh wait, no,
Alright, I'm
I
gonna
guess I
step away, guys. I will be back.
Okay.
I have no more hands.
Okay. Anybody but Brian? Anybody else have any hands before Larry comes back? Okay. In that case, I will just put up some from tracker. Let's look at these until we get Larry back. And then when we get Larry back, we'll probably do bomb because I think he has bomb pots. All right. So here we go. Let's take a look at some of these that we hopefully have not seen yet. Let me do one cute thing just for YouTube. Let's hide where these were. All right. Replay hands. Oh. There we go. And now share. All right. Dean, let's play this sucker out. What should happen?
Fold the queens, fold the aces.
Okay. One more time on Dean. Dean may have his mic off. He may be gone. Okay, we don't have Dean. Okay, Ashwin, what
I
should
thought
happen?
I turned it off. I say
There we go.
queens
Okay,
raise
Dean, you're up. Okay, Queens raise. They limp.
or just limp and then 10-3 limps behind and aces got a ISO
Good. What size?
4.5.
1.5's fine. Uh, I don't think he's exploiting by going 2.5. He might just not have, he might have either not know about how he should adjust, or he might have not seen the limp.
Yeah. Sometimes it looks like the big blind you don't even notice.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So he does that.
No, 8-3 fold.
Fold, absolutely. But he's gonna make the mistake of calling, right? Look at him.
67 VPIP, yeah.
You don't get it to 60. I mean, it's
Oh,
only
you 1.5 more.
yeah, exactly. So
And
we
now
said
queens.
we said you can't look at these numbers with only 3 hands, but there you go. All right. Queens, let's go. Back raise.
Yeah.
How much? What size?
I don't even know because I never limp.
Yeah.
Over 10, like 10, 12.
Yeah.
I would go.
10, 12 and a half, 13. Yeah. 13 seems good. 13 to
Mhm.
15. Anything in that range. 12. Okay, that's fine.
Hmm. Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I thought my internet was
No,
crapping
no.
out.
Hello, it's me.
Hello, it's me. I just don't know what size. To 4-bet.
So four bets in position are typically not, they're
Small.
small. They're like 2.3,
Yeah.
2.5-ish, something like that.
It's like 28, 30.
Yeah. Yeah. 30 would be a little
I can
bit.
see
It would be fine.
flatting.
Yeah. I don't, since this guy's only got 40, 50 big blinds,
Yeah.
it's like, do you want to even give him any equity when he can only lose that much? I don't know that I want to even give it to him. So, 24, 26, 20, 26, 28, like that. 30 is a little bit big, but not bad. 30 is 2.5, just because you're in position. So 36, he goes,
That's way too big because now he can't get a rejam, you know?
Yeah.
If he did, if
Yeah.
we can see it, he can't.
Oh, queens might just go with it though. Let's see if they do.
Yeah.
They just go with it. All
Yeah.
right. That was easy. What did this guy have? 8-3, just checking. All right. All right. So as the queens, we don't love limp re-raises, but they're a reasonable play. We just think that betting is better. So when you do it and you get that answer and you have queens,
Ugh. And for a huge 3x size too.
yeah.
Hmm.
All right. What's his range? What's his reasonable range? His reasonable range is
And he's got a 3-bet of 4.
jacks plus ace king, right? Jacks plus
Yeah.
ace king, ace queen suited. And a little bit of, and some people do ace five here, but most people don't.
Assume he 4-bets the jacks and doesn't
Yeah.
just flat him all scared.
Yeah. So you're in that thing. Your queens are not doing well.
Nah.
Poker tracker. No, not poker tracker. Sorry. Poker cruncher. Against a range of aces,
We can
kings.
go super tight and then or we can go super loose and like go ace 5 and
Yeah,
jacks here.
let's just start it with this. Against queen, queen. All right, let's just start that. Okay. You're doing okay against this range. Now, throw in ace five suited plus. It's ace five suited, which we don't think he has, but throw it in there. How much does that help? It helps.
Now say take that out and take out jacks and ace queen suited.
And then you're dead.
And
You're-
then, yeah. If
Yeah,
it just flat that stuff
Yeah, this is,
ever.
yeah. Now, yeah, you're not dead. You're just, oh wait, we left Jackson. Jackson is why it's profitable at all. Now you're just crushed. 60-40.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not a horrible jam, I guess, right?
Oh yeah, don't love it. Don't love it. And I guess the excuse would be if this guy has a significant skill edge over you and is aggressive,
Mm-hmm.
you could just say, I'll take my equity.
The other thing is like, what is he 4-betting and then we jam over and he's going to call? That's worse, you know. He's not calling
Yeah.
jacks to this.
No, no,
hand.
you're hoping when you do this, you're hoping to get a fold from ace king.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which never happens.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. All right.
Scotty, how bad was my thought process? Because instinctively I thought about uh, flatting the 12 big blinds
As aces.
in
Ugh.
position with aces. Yeah.
Oh, do you have no 4-bet range?
No, I'm doing this as a trap because I'm in position. The second thought process behind this was big blind is garbage. It's almost a trap where big blind reopens the action. And if he comes in even with a flat, I'm happy to go ahead and play multi-pay with aces. I think that's the only hand that I would want to really play.
Okay.
And I would know. So is that flat, even considering a flat is bad? And if he
No.
See, but
folds, then
when someone limp raises in general, they love their hand. So let's just get them to put a ton of money in.
Yeah. And
Okay.
look at how deep you are. When you get at this stack depth with it, well, actually, that's not true. You'll still be 20. You're still going to be 25. You're still going to be in an SPR 4. So you're not folding aces. If you had 200 big blinds like he does, then I dislike it a lot because when all the money goes in, your aces are beat.
I also think if
Correct.
you're playing against, like if it was only against villain 2 with 50 big blinds, I think that the flat's fine
Yeah.
because now you can trap a short stack. But against that, when you're 100 deep and they're 260, I don't want to play multi-way with aces.
And assume that the aces went to the normal size, which is like 24, 25, 26, something like that. Even 30. If you go to that size, there's almost nothing in his range he's actually folding, and you just get more money in.
He just loves his hand. Let's play
Yeah.
him, put it all in. You got the best hand.
Yeah. Plus, this can happen. That's the other thing. When you raise, this can't happen if you don't raise. And while this board wasn't scary for him, think about how terrible it would be if the board comes king high. And now he doesn't want to put money in with his queens. Okay. Ashwin, what do we got? Ashwin. Did I just lose Ashwin? Oh, did we lose me or did I lose you guys? Who lost
I
who?
can hear you. I can hear you,
Me.
Dean.
Okay, so we just lost Ashwin. Okay. Larry's back.
I'm sorry, my internet was a little.
Okay, great.
So
So
I got my feedback. Thanks.
okay,
Thanks.
great. Okay. So what do you think of this? What do you want to do on this hand, Ashwin?
Okay, so we are. What is going to happen? You mean eight
Yeah,
ten
yeah.
folds, 9-3 folds,
Sure.
queen eight can
Queen sure.
open. I'm guessing. They decide to fold. This is
Yeah. Yeah,
six
the queen eight,
nine six nine.
the queen eight could open there if he wants to. Sure. Six.
Yeah, 6-9 in the button has to open.
Okay, he does.
Uh, King 10 folds. King Jack defends.
What the hell? Kingdom didn't fold. Is that ever correct? Is in
I
there?
don't think
Ace
it's
10.
going to be very bad. I don't think it's going to be very bad.
Yeah. Ace 10 does it, but does King 10 do it? Is that actually right?
It's going to be a sliver, I'm guessing. It's going to
Oh,
be more a 3-bet or continue with a 3-bet or fold.
let's see. I did it. Does that exist? Oh yeah, that exists. Look at it.
Yeah, continue as a 3-bet or fold.
Yeah.
I think it'll even increase a little more. Now we're seeing a 900. It's a
Yeah.
600 table. I think if you change that to 600, I think it'll even increase.
All right, let's do it
I
six-handed. Go.
Yeah.
Change. Six max. Boom, boom. 25. GTO. Button raise. Small blind. King 10. Same thing. Yep.
Same
So
thing. Okay.
this time I
Okay.
did it. One half a big blind too small, but
Hmm.
so what? All right. King Jack.
Now he has to fold.
Oh, he totally has to fold. You totally have to fold. What the fuck?
And 6-9 has to fold.
Yes, they do. Where did and I
He
have
does not have that. He does not have slivers of King
oh,
Jack.
there's no slivers of King Jack. Oh, where did that come from? How dare
A
you?
bad player. That's what it came from.
Oh, well, yeah, got me. All right. Larry, do you have Hold'em or do you have bomb pots?
I actually do have one more hand. I
Okay.
just
Okay,
wanted to show you guys.
all right, this is this is aces versus kings. Nothing interesting can
I've
happen.
got one hold'em and four
Oh,
bomb.
there's the limp. Limping aces, raises. Now he springs the trap small. Kings go. Kings re-small him.
Uh-oh.
What
He
the?
re-smalls the kings. 29 left.
Good old limit poker.
Yes.
19,
Like
And
limit.
1987.
finally he says, I'm through with this nonsense.
Okay.
All right. There we go. All right. So Brian, let's do your hand and then Larry will do your hold'em and then bomb pot.
All right.
Okay, let me
Brian, you got another hand for us?
Yeah, I
find
have
this.
one more hand. I built it up real quick because it's an interesting one where I think I missed a big boy bluff.
Okay.
Um
Okay.
Ace 10. Honestly, I don't even love ISOing this hand.
I'd ISO it in the button. I'd have questions other places.
Eh,
Yeah, I don't even love it, but it's not bad.
oh, I think
It's but
I
we
mean, so
get
there is an argument that, I mean, my argument is that live we three bet linear because, people call, just like we see here. I mean, they don't really have as much of a floating range as they should. Now, the question
yeah,
becomes with ace 10 off.
it's like right on the
I mean, your
line
options
of
are the ISO or overcall, and I think I like ISO better on the button.
oh yeah, I'm not calling. I
What do
don't
you
want to
guys think?
overcall.
What do you think, Scotty? Ashram?
I
I
think
think
you
there's
have one possibility there, which is
yeah, I
fold.
think ISO's oh, you think fold?
No, no, I'm saying when Larry said you can either ISO or call, I said you can
Yeah,
also fold. It's
yeah,
play
I even
multiplayer.
consider it.
Yeah,
Are you really, would you consider folding this hand?
I would consider it. Yes, it plays bad multi-way.
I
And you,
would as well, just because it's not. There's tons of when I ISO here, they're limping the ace king, and I'm
Well,
getting
I would consider folding it any place other than the button, but I'm not gonna give up the button with ace 10 or
okay,
something.
I
We've
agree with
got
But
the
you.
button.
I
with
see
you.
your
I think we
point.
have to
That's
This
call
fair.
hand
it.
does not play well multi-way.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I agree. I have no problem with that.
Fold ace nine though, right? Everywhere we're all
Yeah, absolutely
Yeah,
folding
ace
ace
nine
nine.
off, yeah.
right. Good. Okay, then we're fine.
Okay, so
Now it gets
we get
interesting.
Or see if I care.
so now I have a strong draw. Um, Normally I would check here if I had nothing going on, but I do have an open ender. So let's put some money in, see what happens.
Right. And you're playing and you're playing against a field that is not going to check raise you off it with a bluff. They're not going to
And
bluff you.
when they check raise here, so they've either
Oh,
got you, so I think we're calling, but we have to be aware we're drawing to second nuts.
Yes. I am I don't think he takes this sizing with a straight. It was my one thing. I think that I was like,
Yeah, I think that's valid.
I think I still have outs to,
You could be just level one reacting to your sizing too.
yes. I mean, I also normally, I mean, that's a standard size. My first bet is usually not huge, depending on the board type and all that stuff. But my
yeah.
first bet that I make is usually not huge. It's my second
I
and
don't
third
think
bet
his
is when
check
people
raise is
start to,
standard. I don't think, I don't think a click back is standard.
no, no, absolutely not. But I think this is, in my head, I don't really know what's going on. I don't get
Your
check raised
sizing,
off
I
it.
think, is standard multi-way, but I think he's using a fishy
Mm.
check raise size.
Yeah. I think
Yes.
you could lose $15 more.
Yeah, I put 15, I call.
Yeah.
And now he checks. And this is where I hate it because now I've officially seen what people do when they check raise with some sort of strong pair and then a bad card comes on the turn. They shut down. He never has anything that strong when he checks back to me here. He does not have anything strong. And this is, I've learned it now. I've seen it three times now. We saw it in my Queens versus Jack's hand where I raised, the guy checked, I raised, he raised, he check raised me. And then on the turn, it was all low cards under the Jack. And the turn came a king and he shut down and checked through. And I didn't find any more value in that situation. But I've now seen it. It's like this is like the third time now I've seen somebody make a pair, check raise their pair that's vulnerable on the flop, and then when a bad card comes, they check the turn.
If you
And
bet
now,
if you bet 80 here or 70 or even 60, you will have more than a pot size bet left on the river to get a nine to fold.
exactly. But I didn't think of it this way in the moment because it's still a new exploit that I'm figuring
Mhm.
out. It's a newer one that I haven't, but now I've officially found it, and it's now these people are
Yeah.
done doing this bullshit. I'm going to start stacking that. I'm going to start pulling their fucking bluffing the shit out of them when they do this. So he
He
checks
never
now.
has he never does never poker never asterisk
Never.
does this with a straight unless it is specifically no, even if it's the 10 jack of clubs, he's not doing it this way
No.
because his straights are still afraid of flushes. They're not giving you a free card.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
So he
I
does
also think it's different too based on his sizing. If he would have check raised to 60, then but he just doesn't check raise to 60 and then slow down on the turn.
no.
If he checks even if he checks raised to 60, that's now filtering him towards sets and two pairs. And why the hell would he stop betting there?
Right.
So he would continue to bet when the board double
Right.
flushes. So he just doesn't have anything that strong when he checks here. And I did this because I was like, I don't want to open myself up to another check raise, but they don't do that. They don't check raise and then check raise again. They check raise and then they continue
Yeah.
when they have something very strong. So I don't have the best hand, I know that, but I know that I have an opportunity to just absolutely blow him off his hand, which I don't take. But this is newer, so something I'm going to incorporate now after this. But this is a new exploit that's forming in my brain. Just
Good.
wanted to show you guys. But
Here's what's not wrong with what you're playing though, is if you, because you have real equity,
yeah,
to realizable equity, checking behind and taking your free card is also not bad. We just don't think it's the best play. It's not the most profitable play, but it is profitable for you to check behind here and take your equity.
I agree, and I want to get value from his hands here on the turn. It's a funny statement, but I want to get value from his nines here on the turn that I'm going to
Yeah.
make fold on the river.
Yep. That's the
Even so, let's just
Yeah.
I would say let's say sizing here. So if I put 60 in, we got 220 in the middle, I got 290 behind. I would go smaller. I'd go 50. I'd go
Okay.
$50 here. He calls, you got 200 in the middle, I have 300 behind. I jam the river. He's not calling me.
Yep. That's nice. I like that.
I don't know the player well enough either is the problem. Sometimes I just don't like to run plays until I see how they play because there's just so many absolute stations that I've run into where
That's
I've
okay.
made a good play against and 90 population you would think would fold here, but they called me with like third pair. And I was like, what the fuck just happened? But I need to understand the way they play. And I actually think that this play might have not been great against this guy because I made quads and he called me off with an under pair to the board
Right.
whenever later on in the session. So he might not be the person to try and run this against.
Mhm.
But in general, it does give me a lead into the way that they play this when they do this. Like it's a vulnerable nine or something like that. But I check and it ends up just
Also,
checking down.
by the way, it's also along with the vulnerable nine, it's also hearts.
Yes.
He can play hearts this way and just miss size his check raise on the flop. All right, so you check, and then on the river, you decide to
I
take your supposed showdown, or you
it was just a
were
my
just
brain wasn't working. I just checked it down and didn't think about it. But I was sitting there on the river. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't have the best hand, but I can get him to fold. But I also was like, I don't know this player that well. What do I want to do here? But I just checked it down and was like, whatever, it's okay.
so
But
that's why that queen is so great for you to bluff when which is what draws did you follow up on? Well, you followed up on hearts, which he can beat, okay, but you also had your queen 10 and your queen jack. You had your gut shots that didn't fold
Yeah.
on the flop, and now your queen gives you top pair. It gives you a pair that beats him. So that's another reason that the queen is a scary card for him. It's not just an overcard to his nine. So there you go.
sorry, I was on mute. I went into autopilot and checked down, but I
Yeah.
really did want to see what he has here because I
Mhm.
want to be able to exploit this in the future in the player pool because I've seen this happen before where it's check raise flops shut down on turn and river. And it's generally something that doesn't want to see that just got made worse by an overcard. So it's usually a one pair type hand that was check raising, and then an overcard comes out and they shut down. So it's something that I wanted to confirm, and now it's confirmed. So now we have a new exploit to add to the repertoire.
I like the exploit, and I want to say one thing about how you've got there, how you found it. The cheaper way to find this is not by playing your hand differently to get information from him. It's watching on a hand you're not in. That's the real
Hmm.
want to get this information. But you got it here too, which is fine.
Yeah, I've seen it in other hands, and I've seen it against me. So I'm starting to like. I don't know. I'm happy with because you guys know I'm not the most GTO player whatsoever, but I'm trying to really understand GTO to be able to exploit much better and just understand, okay, they're under bluffing, they're over calling, all of these things. And that's what I really like about GTO. I don't care to implement it into my strategy. I care to use it to understand what mistakes other people are doing so that I can
Mhm.
exploit them.
Right.
But yeah.
Okay. Larry,
Yeah, all right, let's do it. Share.
share. There we are.
Share this. Share some of this. All right, can you see my
Yep, we see it.
screen?
Yep, you have ace king.
All right, this is a lesson in a Scotty fundamental. We're always bluffing, they're never bluffing.
Hmm.
I chose an incorrect hero here. So we get an open for 10. We're always gonna, we're pretty deep. No straddle, we're always gonna four bet this. Chose 45, I think that's okay.
That's too small.
What side do you think we
Oh,
should?
no, it's fine. No, it's not too small. It's fine. It's fine. I'm sorry. No, it's fine. It's perfectly fine. I
Okay.
said, I pictured something completely wrong in my head.
All right, no worries. So
I would say they're going to call you with a bunch of bullshit, so you might as well go bigger.
I think betting here is better than what I did. I think we bet see that. I mean, I think I learned a little bit from looking at what these wide ranges result in solver last couple of weeks when I was showing the custom solves.
Uh.
Um, but I chose to check here with the king of diamonds. I think this is an error. I think we just bet C bet. So I check. He checks back. This four comes. It's pretty innocuous. Pretty harmless. He bet. I check again. I'm trying to get the showdown with his king. He bets very small. I choose to call.
I don't hate that.
This two looks also pretty harmless.
Mm-hmm.
Ace five obviously gets there. It's in his range. And then he bets half. And we should fold.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I chose to get sticky here for some unknown reason.
And he shows you an 8. Oh, he shows you the set on the turn. Okay.
Turn set.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think probably if I could put his hand again, I would. I think the right line here is, oops. The right line here is, I think the right line is bet. The right line is C bet, and I think we see bet anywhere from 20 to 45. I think he's fine.
Okay. And have you put this in a solver to see
I
what?
did not put this in a custom solve, but we looked at very similar hands to this twice in the last 2 weeks. And the answer when we have a linear three bet range, and their three bet range is wide. I think call range is wide.
Mhm.
It's just betting big on most textures.
Hmm.
Because you just have so much trash to get here with. So I think it actually it's a bigger bet. I think a $50 bet here is good. $50 bet here is good, and then just shut down. They call. Unless we get the
Right.
miracle.
So on the flop, so your exact ace is your ace of spades, king of diamonds. Ace of spades, king of diamonds, is okay to check. Like it prefers the bet and it prefers the big size. It prefers the 14. It does the 6 sometimes.
Are you looking in solver?
Yeah, I'm looking in peak.
Yeah, so I think that makes sense. I think what the custom solve showed us
Mm-hmm.
was in that when they live have a wildly wide range here, we want to use we want to bet big and bet often. We
Okay.
want to actually pure bet here our entire range when we
Right.
have like
When they're just too wide.
yeah, there's too wide 25. If we have 25 combos and they have 150 combos, which I think is possible for people in their three bet range, and they don't know how to fold to three bet, we just bet big all the time and see what happens.
Okay.
So I think that's a good adjustment. I
Yeah,
showed like two of them. Like you were working, but
Yeah.
go back and look at them. I always showed them at the
Okay.
beginning.
Yep.
All right, let's do some bomb pots.
And this particular hand might have blown up in your face. He might have called once with fours,
Yeah.
on a board that misses you this much. He might have.
That's true.
All
That's
right.
true. Question.
In Jonathan's strategy, let me just think here because I just did this in the 3-bet pots on this board, which does not favor us. We do a fair amount of checking here.
Yeah, we're gonna do.
Yeah.
But I think the adjustment
So-
being live against a very wide range again is that we just do
Yeah.
a lot of C bet.
All right, give me 1 second, and I'm going to divide this into bomb pot and non-bomb pot.
All right.
So let's go here. So those of you who want to see a double board PLO bomb pot need to go look for it. It's on an